Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah, I've genuinely never understood the facsimile sale. I've only got... Okay, I'm so excited for that. Okay, so the funny part is, well, first off, guys, welcome back. It's Thursday night, another episode of Foil Variant. I am your host, Spencer, with my other good friend, my other host, Andrew Rodriguez of the RIPPAVERSE. The funny bit about what Andrew just opened up with is DC K.O. was last week. We all know that. The big new DC event is starting. Obviously, we did not have a show last week. Andrew and I were just kind of swamped. We needed a second to recharge. We've been on a sort of blitz, especially Andrew. He's been doing a bunch of conventions lately for RIPPA. So we just took, oh my, another one? Damn, like that. Okay. Oh, right. That's San Antonio. Okay. Yeah. Like, see, this is what I mean. Even I can't keep track of them. But even with that all said, don't come here tonight if you're hoping for any DC K.O. talk, because Andrew still hasn't read it. And that's not a criticism. That this is me trying to sell to you guys how kind of lame this entire thing is. Whoa, that's a lot of them. Well, of course, because every time Witchblade comes out, it's a like phenomenal issue. Yeah. So of course you'd get to that. Oh, you still have to read that Omega Act special? Oh my God. Wow. You are that, dude, you are behind too, because like it really is your ex-wife. I was gonna do the Wakanda Forever. Didn't that just end? Isn't that the last one of that? And then of course like Steve Orlando's doing his stupid thing where Vision and Scarlet Witch is over, and now it's Scarlet Vision and Witch, or whatever the hell it's going to be, right? Like, that he always does. And you know what? Like, that's the thing, is the last time we all hung out together, guys, was probably, I mean, I know that was only 2 weeks ago, but, okay, let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. It's not a surprise Andrew hasn't gotten to his stack. Like, I haven't even given him shit for it, because these last 2 weeks have been kind of limp. I was limping through it. That's kind of what, yeah, I was like, okay, I'll get through it. Nothing last week or even this week was super like, Andrew, you need to see this. I think the only things I've shown you were like, here's some cool Cyclops art in Godzilla versus, or Godzilla. You shouldn't be. What's going on here? You are muted. Why is that happening? Try again. Why aren't you coming through? That's so weird. Because I hear you. Okay, say something. Sure there we go. Okay. No idea what happened there. Right. You were good when we were in the pre-room, and then I don't know what happened when we went live. But you're here now. Everybody can hear you. We have just been chatting about DC or our stacks. Andrew hasn't really gotten through them. He's been super busy. He's had a lot of expos and cons coming up. He's got another one this weekend. Where we were right before we luckily were caught on the audio issue was these last 2 weeks haven't really had anything to write home about, right? Like there's been stuff and a lot of plot advancement in these books, but I haven't really been like, dude, you've got to see this thing. Like, this is crazy.
I read Aquaman 10 from, what was it, last week?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that the week before? It was one of those, but I finally got through that.
I mean, that's a good book. We haven't talked about it that much, but...
Jeremy Adams and John Timms are putting out probably the most underrated book right now out of the big
I
two.
would absolutely
it's just
say
like
it's underrated.
Really solid from both a storytelling and art perspective. It's just really freaking good.
And in the sense of like, it's good as an Aquaman story. So if you're just like, I like Aquaman, I kind of just want an Aquaman story, go read it. It's great. But it's also one of those stories that has or it should have major implications for the entire lot, like everything going forward. Because if you guys
that hasn't happened with an Aquaman book in a long time, not to where it actually mattered.
No,
like I remember, what was it, back in 2018 or 2019 when Kelly Sue DeConnick was writing Aquaman, and she was like introducing some like genuinely kind of like interesting ideas, but her execution of it was, you know, predictably bleh.
I mean, a lot of her ideas were,
and none of it wound up going anywhere.
It's because a lot of her ideas were very like high kingdom, high fantasy style, right? Like she was really leaning towards that, which is cool. But then she kind of had the Sophie Campbell problem where it's like, oh, here's all this stuff you've introduced. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, nothing.
And then you get, if you're not going to tell us why it should stay, like, who was it that was that New 52 Johns, right? When he did like the Trench and all those like Lost Kingdoms?
Introduced the Trench. And that was like, honestly, this current run by Adams and Timms is my favorite Aquaman since that initial Johns run back in New 52.
I can't think of anything cool he's really been a part of since then. You know what it's like?
Kind of just tossed him to the side for the most part.
Well, it's because Aquaman's admittedly a hard character to write, right? Like, he's
a bit of a harder sell.
He's a harder sell to people. He's, you know, if you want to go for the kingdom, that's a lot of high fantasy, which is, you know, like, for example, that would put me off. Even though with Aquaman, it doesn't. I don't know, it works with that. But, like, I think it takes somebody really willing to play within the box of Aquaman and not try to change a bunch of things. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're getting in this one, is a return to Arthur being sort of like, I don't want to say like, well, absent king is probably the best term. He still cares about Atlantis. He's just not around day to day because he's going and doing stuff.
Sitting on the throne and doing paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have him, you know, hanging out with the Justice League, and he grows his beard and he shaves his beard and he has these human moments, and I'll
be honest, I'm glad that we saw him shave the beard. I prefer Aquaman without the beard. Otherwise, he just looks like underwater Thor to me.
See, I agree, and I have an asterisk there because, like, yes, I agree. I like clean shaven. Like, I am old school, like European prince, like babyface royalty, right? Like, I do like that a lot. But, and I know you hate this version of him, but I love that 90s Aquaman where he was like with the hook hand.
Yeah, I know.
And that is that look for him. So I'm like, with that look, it's awesome. I don't like it when they try to give him any other type of beard. Like, it worked, I guess, a little visually in this run, but it's not like I wanted it to stay, right?
I didn't mind the beard on him in this run initially because he still had like the shorter hair, right? So he didn't look like Thor underwater, right?
No, 100%.
He didn't look like Aquathor. And so you run the risk, though. It's funny because there's kind of a catch-22, because then when you shave him, then it's like, oh, now he's Water Barry Allen, right?
it is really, really hard. And like, honestly, who was it that drew the 52? Was that Ivan Reyes? Or I mean, Rod Reyes or Ivan?
No, it was Ivan Reyes.
Okay, it was, yeah. He doesn't, like, him and Johns play with that idea that he's kind of a baby face. Like, they really emphasize the, like, Golden Age Aquaman look against the current world of the New 52. It's not something they, like, highlight. Like, nobody's pointing it out. Nobody's quipping about it. but it's something they do, and I always thought, I don't know, that was like a little thing that worked, showing this, because like Atlantis is supposed to be like Earth, but then a little different, so it would make sense that like they're still doing the really young princes and kings and looks like that, you know what I mean? Like, go look at any European painting, all those kings were like 12 before they got run over by a horse. But
yeah, basically that.
But yeah, all that to say, guys, like DC K.O, or I don't blame Andrew for not getting through everything, but in terms of DC K.O, I doubly don't blame him for not getting through that, because I read the first issue. I'll say, obviously, all the stuff they build on from the currently like running Superman storyline, like all the Time Trapper stuff, all the Justice League stuff, that's still cool. Obviously, it's still just jumping off of that setup. Like, at one point, there is a cool moment where they're like, oh, no, doesn't matter what timeline we go to. Every future breaks down into this. And there's this big mirage or like collage of different, like, Elseworlds. We all know, like, getting beaten by the Absolute Legion, which is cool. But then they get to the tournament. And it's just like,
it just seems
work.
like such
it just doesn't work.
It's such a shonen-y thing that feels super out of place in, like, because this wasn't the initial premise of the arc, right? Or of the run, or of this era.
Or this era, yeah, the all-in
This isn't
stuff.
like you were, this is what this is, right? This isn't Battle War World. This isn't, any of that. This, I don't know, it feels really, really in hard contrast to the tone of like everything we've had so far with this current era, at least with the good stuff.
Right.
Because I take a look at especially the Superman book, right?
Oh my
like
God.
You just said, like the Superman book,
So
the last few
good.
issues has been absolutely stellar. Let's get freaking Silver Age, man.
Superboy, like, long live the Legion, baby, and just so cool.
Joshua Williamson, you somehow managed to make me a Superboy Prime fan. I hate him.
Like, every time I would bring him up before this run, he'd be like, I don't care. Like, but I'm like, it was kind of like with, was it Absolute or Ultimate or whatever it was? Oh, Absolute, where I was like, come on, you're going to like it. It'll be cool. And you're like, that's fine, buddy. It's going to be cool.
I'm happy for you that you're excited.
Yeah, and then you were like, oh shit, Absolute Batman is the craziest thing I've ever.
Yeah,
like,
Absolute Batman.
Bane is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like,
there it is. How many minutes was that chat?
Right, like
the Bane meme.
About 12, which is, I was holding it back. I was definitely holding it back
for sure.
But okay, I guess like it's so. I'm just going to tell you the premise of like why it sets up with the tournament, because I know you don't care, and it's just kind of like that stupid. I don't. So the whole thing, like, we get this scene where Darkseid is the. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just pull this up? I forgot.
Let's pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, we have. This is why we have the show. All right.
This is why we have stuff. We have buttons.
Before we dive into that, let's say hi to everybody, because we got people in the chat, and I don't want to get away from us. Number one, we have Clone Geek says, "Hey Andrew, did you hear that Caesar got stabbed in the Senate? I'm worried about the Republic." I have no idea what in-joke that might be referencing, so that's all in your field.
Well, too long didn't read on High Council this past Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, or I had somehow forgotten, that Bob Saget had died.
Oh, yeah.
And so that became the running joke for literally the entire 2.5 hour show, where the chat was like, hey, did you know that Hitler was dead? Or, hey, did you know that, so-and-so died? I'm like, yes.
Look, I'll give you a fair, but I'm also kind of on their side, because to be fair, you have been kind of absent-minded this week. When we were talking about Unbreakable X-Men, like we'll get into, I was like, hey, I'm really glad Chelsea showed up. And you're like, yep, one of the outliers. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's a Haven kid. You're like, are they new? Like, where have they been? And I'm like, you've blanked on this, because like it's a very prominent scene.
I blanked big time on
that.
So
it's
regarding a character in a scene that we have talked about like a good dozen times on
and we were like, we really like this. So it's just been one of those weeks, but at the same time, give him all the shit you possibly can. I fully endorse that. Mike says, yeah, Andrew was old enough that he probably witnessed Caesar's murder. He witnessed Little Caesar's murder, all right? When they introduced the Detroit-style pizza, which I fully rejected.
That was self-deletion.
Dude, it really was. if you look, go eat and like what you want. I kind of don't want to sit next to you if you have Detroit pizza. Like, I'll starve. I don't know why. It's all bread. It's all bread. Like, get out of here, guys. It's just bread. Yeah. Let's see. Clone Geek also says, did you see Jay is going to fight Guy Gardner in DC K.O? That's going to be fun. Okay, what book was that in? Is that in...
I mean, that's on the cover.
It's on the cover of
DC
something.
K.O. issues, but like,
I don't know if that's actually
going to happen.
It might be like a page or two, which is what we have to remember about these crossovers, right? Like, they'll put one big scene on the front and maybe it amounts to something. You know what I mean? Like, one of the ones I always remember is Infinite Crisis number 7 is the cover of like Blue Beetle sort of like reaching out through the like two universes that are like shaking and it's all red, and you get in the issue and all that happens in it is it's the scene where Booster takes Blue Beetle into the Batcave to find Batman and Blue Beetle gets like strung up. That's the only thing that happens. So it's like, wait, whoa, like there's no multiverse thing happening here. How dare you, DC? So they always say that. Clone Geek says it's going to be in Flash, that fight. So that might be more Wade stuff, which might be cool then. Like, I mean, and overall, I know Andrew and I are excited for this because we love Jay. We love Jay getting his just dues, doing anything. I know Andrew's not a big Guy Gardner fan, but I am. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't care who wins. I just hope both teams have fun, right? The biggest criticism is probably, I'm kind of bummed Jay's using a sword, because I thought it was like this really cool, like battle axe type thing. Yeah. And it's just a sword, which is whatever. That's so big. I'm more just bummed because it's basic.
CW Speed Force
and that's the other thing. On one hand, I'm just like, it's basic, like but on the other, I'm like, do you guys really want to remind people of that? Like,
you guys should be wanting people to forget about that.
And especially like right now where the Flash is at, kind of in this really bad limbo. Like narrative, like limbo.
The main Flash book is in a bad place. Absolute Flash is not good.
This one was better. Or at least this issue.
This one had more interesting stuff.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. This one was more interesting than pretty much everything we've read before. But oh man, what it took 8 issues for us to kind of go, oh hey, fun issue. So not great praise on that end. Clone Geek also says, I did want to highlight this. I think sword and sorcery is a good genre for an Aquaman book. I actually agree with this. Like, I think that is his perfect niche. As long as you don't start going too hard in kind of like either direction. Like, don't make him too magic-y. Don't make him too, my book is all politics. It's got to be a good mix of like superheroing and then my secret identity as a king. As much as I kind of hate to say it, the beginning moments of Aquaman 2, like when Arthur's like recapping his life of like what's happened since the last movie, that felt kind of what you want to go for, where it's like, I have to do my job, but I don't want to be here. Oh yeah, I'm having super fun, like fighting, my enemies. Oh God, like I want to be a dad, but I don't really know how to do this. Please, somebody give me a terrorist attack to like get me out of this. Like that's kind of what Aquaman should be. But yeah, sword and sorcery in general very much works for him. Like this is a very sword and sorcery run that we're going through right now. Yes, Clone Geek also noted that we are going to get a Superboy Prime and the Legion book. I don't remember who's writing that. If it's not Williamson or Wade or like Johns, even though it's not going to be him.
Yeah, he's too busy with Ghost Machine.
Yeah, but I kind of don't trust anybody. Like Superboy Prime is a very fine line of how to use him as a character.
It's like with Impulse.
Yes.
The only person that I've ever really liked writing him was primarily Wade, but Johns did a good job in his Teen Titans run.
I don't get where the hate for that run comes from. Like, I genuinely don't get it. I like
the run.
I do too. I thought
I've got the trades behind me.
Teen Titans Volume 3 was like one of the books that got me back into comics as a teenager, and it leads right from Young Justice into everything. Yeah. I never got any of the there's apparently like a big contingent of fans who are like, that book sucks, and I'm like, why?
I don't understand.
I liked it. That's like my peak Titans arrangement.
I have no idea what their gripe with that.
Titans Tomorrow. That run has Titans Tomorrow, and it's a great little story.
that run's great, and then also like how Peter David handled him in Young Justice.
Oh well, yeah, of course. Peter David.
Those are the only 3 people that have ever written Bart worth a damn in my mind, like as Impulse or Kid Flash.
Where, like, who else has really handled, like, obviously Bendis did when he did Young Justice.
We don't like to talk about that.
I mean, do we want to count the Bartor handling? Because for a while that was technically
completely different character.
Yeah, but like there was a point where they were like, "This is him."
They were trying to make that was so. See, that's the same type of thing. Like what that New 52 Wally was supposed to be the new Wally.
Yeah, like
right?
it was Wally.
It's not
yeah.
actually. So I don't count Bartor.
I don't count him, but I kind of
he does act somewhat similarly.
Yeah, I don't count him as like the character, but I count it in the sense of like what you were just talking about. Like nobody can really write him well because they tried to make like this is. I know
they tried
Bartor
to make him, like,
was
too
a
memey.
He was
a lot of people that don't.
Jason Todd. He was like Jason Todd, which is like not what Bart's supposed to be. Even if you want to make him like at his most selfish and like dickish, he's never that. He's not that cruel. He's not mean. Yeah. Like he's not gonna hide things from everybody. It's weird.
Yeah, Bartor wound up just flat out being villainous at times.
Right, but like they definitely, we all know like going, oh, this is actually Bartor was one of those like, oh crap, like this is not working. Like what do we do?
Yeah.
So like
that was one of those several New 52 things where DC was like, oh wow,
how
do we get ourselves out of this?
So just to your point, it's like they tried writing Bart, and who was that? It wasn't. Well, Brett was the artist.
Brett Booth was the artist. I think it was Lobdell. Wasn't it?
Fuck, you're right. Yes, you're right.
Literally right behind me.
It is Lobdell because it's also all of the cool glowy costume saga. Like, like the New 52 Titans costumes. I love them. I was just about to say, I love those costumes.
I do love those costumes.
Kind of nothing else about that run. Like, and especially with the way Brett Booth especially does glow. Like he doesn't. We've talked about, you and I have talked about this, but like he doesn't do a lot of the like just I'm gonna Photoshop filter it, right? Like there's some technique he does with like layering and that his glows look natural, and it's just
Brett Booth lines with Andrew Dollhouse colors is comic book magic.
That's an insane combo, honestly. Like even though I'm not the biggest fan of Brett Booth, I can still acknowledge like he's just not my taste. Like I acknowledge how great he is. Fine. So like
the level
holy
of
shit, that's a crazy
that he puts in, and then putting on Andrew Dollhouse's colors on top of it
so
is just like it's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is just give people like don't let Brett Booth do human faces. Like just let him put everybody in a mask, and I'm cool with it. That one works. Is this the? Yeah, I knew I had them. I knew I had this cover sitting around for. Yeah,
there it is.
These costumes were cool. I don't know, man.
It's the cover of the first volume of the trade.
This is also just number 1. So, man, I mean, the Superboy shit was really dumb. Like, look at my tattoo symbol. I was like, okay, dumb. But, wait, what's happening with Bart's hair here? What the hell?
See, I was actually going to comment on that. I don't know if you saw it.
What is that?
I was looking down at the trade when I was holding it, and I kind of, like, made this face, or at least felt like I made a face, because I was like, I forgot. The thing is, his costume changes like 16 times.
It really
in the first 2 volumes. His hair changes several times.
Well, like because he starts with like this classic Kid Flash.
And they were super inconsistent with the coloring on his hair in this run. That is one of my criticisms of it, because like his hair is supposed to be brown.
Yeah,
but there are times where it's brown. There are times when it's ginger orange. There are times when it's more red, and then it's like. Times where it's like reddish brown, and it's like, can you pick a color?
Can anybody do anything?
Can we find something resembling consistency here, please and thank you?
It's such, and again, it's just New 52 was kind of a mess. I think we all know that nowadays, but yeah, Bartor, just another case of nobody can write Bart, but a select few. So leave it to those select few. Don't let everybody try to write him because they can't. Because they make him too memey all the time. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, what's up? Subhuman is here. He says, what is your ranking on all the Flash members? Damn. Okay, I know. I was like, dude, I was about to ask you, like, we have to, Andrew, we have to put limiters on this. Otherwise, you and I.
we could be talking about like Earth whatever. We could be going super far into the future.
We could go.
Like, are we talking the Tornado Twins? Are we talking XS? Are we talking?
We could technically talk the Blue Trinity. We could technically throw them in there because they are like they were supposed to be allies. So we would need a little bit more of parameters because
you got to give us an actual sandbox to work within. You got to give us 4 walls.
And especially with like the Flash and Spider-Man, like those are the 2 ones you can't give us like a very general question because
otherwise the whole stream becomes that.
And it's just going to be us going like, remember in this issue? No, it's from that year. Oh yes, it was this one's. Like we will get way too nerdy for this. Like we are. Be careful. Clone Geek says, should DC bring back Bartor for something?
No, because he was good for nothing.
I mean, here's the thing. Always there's a good writer can always do something, right? I'm not saying you can necessarily save that character. You would have to lean into what he is now. It can be done. I just don't see the point. I don't see where. I don't see necessarily who wants it.
I don't think anybody really wants it because most Flash fans were like me and you, where during the New 52 era, we're like, why don't we just actually have Bart? You know?
And
on top of that, it's like they're not doing enough right now that's worthwhile with Bart yet. We'll see if next week changes that with Mark Waid handling him for the first time in decades. But this is my same argument that I made when it was revealed that Wally and Linda were having a 3rd kid. And it's like, we haven't done squat with the twins. You literally just brought them back like 15 minutes ago.
And now here's a new one.
Them, and now here's a 3rd kid. Like, what are we doing?
Dude, I was reading the Teen Titans Volume 3 in the post like Infinite Crisis. We're about to like the Flash B era of that book, right? And I forgot they actually put Jai and Irie on the Titans. And I was like, oh, that's right. That was super fucking cool. And then, Speed Force, we're gone. Bye-bye. And it's
it was like 5 seconds.
Why did you do that? That was so cool. That was such... There's that cover that's out there where it was like the new Teen Titan lineup was like Damian, Supergirl, Static Shock, Miss Martian, shit, who am I blanking on here? Who's the last one on this thing? It's Irie. Yeah, that's who it is. In her Impulse suit. And it was like, yes, I want this.
I'm Impulse. I'm the new Impulse.
Yeah, it's something like that. And then it was like an issue long where they're like, we're a team. No, we're not. We're not ready for this. And it's like, well, then why did you do that to me? Like, why would you do that to me? Supergirl on that?
That was leading up like super close to the New 52 reboot.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean by like, it was the Flash B era. Because like, that's what I refer to now to those like, oh, we got 10 issues and there's an event coming. We can't do a lot.
Right.
Here we go. Flash is fighting bees. Let's see. Zaid Comics is here. What's up, Zaid? Here we go. Subhuman asks just the main members. So I'm going to presume that means Barry, Wally, Bart, Jay, and
see if I'm counting main members.
I would put Jesse.
Well, here's the thing. Flash family. Here it is. Here's the Flash family. Jay, Barry. Even though technically Barry wasn't even really Flash family era. But we'll count him because he's Barry Allen. Wally, Bart, Jesse Quick, Johnny Quick, Max Mercury.
Max for sure.
I already said Bart, right?
I don't know, but let's make sure you did. We'll just make sure you did.
That's
Bart.
It. Honestly, that's it. That is Flash family to me.
I would give it to Jai and Irie. I would also, but they.
Oh, that's fair. And if I wanted to extend it, the furthest I would go would be like August Hart. And then if I really, really want to be nice, Wallace, but I'd rather forget about Wallace.
I will be nice, and I would put Wallace more than I would put August. Like, wow, I did not think August's name was going to come up in this. Like, it's valid. Like, I get it. I was just like, wow, didn't see that coming. Like, that's the thing, too, is with Giant
Avery
Irie.
Ho.
Even though I like her. Oh, my God. Oh, I meant to tell you this last night. I was sharing, my favorite scene, like, Doomsday Clock is awful. Crossing over with Watchmen is awful. But I love that final moment where Dr. Manhattan is like, Superman, I broke everything. What are you going to do? And it's like the end of the world, and he still saves Dr. Manhattan and is like, I don't know what you are, but you have a chance to save this planet. And he like, oh, Superman is the hope. He is the
yeah.
It's a great moment.
It is. It's a very Superman moment.
Like, if they'd have done all of that without crossing over to Watchmen, just take Doc Manhattan, I think we would have been okay. I think things would have worked out better. But at the very end, remember, like, Superman is accused of, like, some big, like, terrorist attack act. Obviously, he's being framed. As the world's, like, ending, they're going to go nuke Dr. Manhattan. Superman gets there. All of the world's, like, governments send their super teams to be like, you need to take down both of them. It's all or nothing. Obviously, Avery is there with the Justice League of China. Dude, she is the last person. So at the end, Doc Manhattan goes like, oh, I see now. It's Superman. And he erases the universe and then rebuilds it back up. When he's erasing it, the last person next to Superman, the last person alive is fucking Avery because she's actively in that fight. And I was laughing because you and I were talking, like, what has Wallace even done? Like Ace, and nothing. And we made that joke about, like, dude, Avery's done more than him. And like, oh,
it's
man.
true. And
that's kind of, that's sad. And then I saw that and I was like, dude, she was in Doomsday Clock. Like, she's right there in the action. Even if I want to look at it like a character, like, I don't see Wallace going like, oh, it's the end of the world. I'm going to go right into the center of it. Like, dang, you guys are messing up.
Yeah, the last time I saw much outside of like 2 pages in Cy Spurrier's start of his run from earlier this year or late last year, whatever the hell it was. Like, I remember Wallace was like clowning on Bart in 1 Minute War, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
How are we pretending right now that Wallace knows more about what he's doing as a Flash?
And I actually
than Bart.
I was hopeful that would have been something that was going to be a thing where it was like Wallace is getting too overconfident and Bart is like, I'm going to, like, even if I can't explain what it is to be a Flash to you and why you're doing it wrong, I'm going to I thought there was something interesting there. But no, it just becomes like, remember Wallace is here and he's been around. Okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Like, but in terms of ranking them, I guess I'm going to say he's probably assuming like favorites. At least on my end, I'd probably go Wally's at the top. Wally's always going to be number 1. Bart probably comes after him. Jay.
We're tracking so far for the first 3.
Here's where we might diverge. I would pick Jesse before Barry because I'm just not a big Barry Allen fan. I've never been a big Barry. He's important. Okay. I just never really liked it. Like, he's a good character. I get it all.
So are we more taking that from pre-52 or post-52 or just as a whole?
Just as a whole, right? So like, for example.
Because in New 52 and onward, they tried, like, putting, like, 2% of Wally into him.
I know, and it was... He just never...
It just felt forced.
I think for me, it's one of those... Honestly, it's one of those things of, like, I grew up with Wally. Wally was always the Flash for me in every story. Barry was always presented as like he was the Flash, but he was of the pre-crisis era, the golden age, like the before time or the silver age, like the before times. And so he was like, we honor him kind of like we would like Lincoln or something, right? Like, but Wally was always cooler. And it's like, yes, I know you're the strongest, Barry, and I know you can travel through time and you're here for the 3 hardest days and you save the crisis, but Wally's so cool. Like, so that's just where it comes from me. In terms of like characterization, I'll agree with you there. Post 52 Barry, I don't even know what to say about him. Like, he's a mess. Because of exactly what you said, where
because they didn't want to commit.
No.
Right. They didn't know what to do there. They were like, well, shoot, we got rid of the one that admittedly had way more personality and more interesting things going on.
Popularity.
And we're left now with the one who, like, the reason why we chose to kill him off in Infinite Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earth wasn't just to make him a big hero. It was because his book was not selling anymore. People were over it. They were interested. They literally written him off after, the whole thing where he kills Eobard Thawne, that he goes into the future with
and
Iris.
He is gone,
That's
guys.
He is gone. He is long.
If you guys remember,
people were not reading that book anymore.
If you guys remember, in Crisis on Infinite Earths, the very first issue, the very first thing that happens is Batman's in his fucking like manor, and he sees that apparition of Barry, and he goes, Barry? Like, what the, like the Bruce, you know, like he's dying from the end of issue 8. That was the first time he'd shown up in like 5 years, guys. Like, he was gone. So that's why it was so, holy shit, Barry?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think, because like we read it afterwards, and to us it's just like, oh, it's him. That's why they're surprised. But if we were there in the time, it's like, oh, I didn't think this character was ever coming back.
In 5 years.
So that's where the ranking goes for me, because then I'll go Jesse, Barry. From there, probably like Max, Johnny, and then we can get into everybody, because everybody else is sort of like a varying.
Anybody else after that, like, kind of. It's like, okay, are we being nice and including them or not? Right?
I really do want to include like Jay and Irie, and like I like where you and I kind of were like, oh, I don't know about that, because like I think it's valid.
They just haven't been given
exactly
enough,
what I was
like,
exactly what I was going to say.
Really consider them as part of it. Like on paper,
exactly
they should
what I was
be
gonna
considered
say.
part of it. And if we're taking it at face value and saying, okay, Jai and Irie, the twins, they're part of the Flash family. Okay, so then Jai and Irie after the list you just put, and then
right
everybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly.
But as it stands, like they've just been given nothing to do. Even still, like they're integrated into the Flash book right now, but they're still not really doing anything. Well, right? They're doing this weird like metaphysical stuff,
which
with, like, you know, Jai's powers, and it's like, man,
like that could be cool, but they don't. So how do you put, like, a lot of the weird metaphysical stuff they got into with the Speed Force during Wade and during Manipul, right, in the beginning of the New 52.
It still felt like a Flash story when it didn't feel like it was shifting genres.
That's kind of what I was getting at, is like, we've done that, but they were so much better about like explaining what it was, and with Jai, it's kind of too much of like, they're leaning too much into the soft sci-fi of it, which is kind of like it's happening, go with it, which is like, yes, that's comic books, but here we do need, even if it's just like comic science, give us something, because then it started getting weird with like, oh, I'm making the little totems and they're all sentient, and I don't even know anymore, but that was dumb. And then don't even get me started on what they did to Irie and her her new stupid personality, where she's like smarter than Mr. Terrific and back-talking Mr. Terrific.
That was obnoxious to me. I'm like,
angry. I'm so angry about that.
To me, that's no different than when you had what's her face? Moon Girl? Was it Moon Girl that like was back-talking Reed Richards?
Oh, yeah.
She was. I'm like, man, like, you are 5 freaking years old. You shut the hell up now. Like, children should be seen and not heard.
And the problem is, like, the writers don't give Reed or T'Challa or Mr. Terrific like any of the right reactions, right? Like, in that moment, Mr. Terrific should have been like, man, shut your ass up, right? Like, man, shut the hell up. You a kid. Like, get the fuck out of my way.
Oh, damn, like, Mr. Terrific.
Exactly, right? Like, that's him. He's not going to go, oh, wow, this little girl is great at this. He's at least going to be like, I got to check the math, because he's Mr. fucking Terrific. So that's all weird. But that's my ranking. I know we agreed for the first 3. Do you break after that? I'm assuming Barry probably goes higher.
Wally, Bart, Jay. You know, it's funny. Like, listening to yours, I could probably go either way with Barry and Jesse, and it probably depends on the day that you ask.
It kind of really does, yeah.
Right now, it's probably Jesse, actually. But you could ask me tomorrow, and maybe I'd say it was Barry then Jesse. Jesse then Barry.
There could be a really cool moment in the next like DC K.O. issue, and we'll go, oh fuck, Barry's so cool. Like, okay, he wins now.
Maybe there's a moment like in the DC K.O. thing where like the Flash family is struggling, and Barry shows up. He got his powers back, and he whoops some ass, and then they're all standing together, right, in this really cool Flash family moment. I would actually be all for that.
Right, that would be super sick.
Because honestly, as much as like we talk about like how Flash Rebirth was in retrospect a big mistake in its execution, because it wound up Dan DiDio just wound up having an excuse to throw away Wally, which he always wanted to do anyway, right? But handled more properly and respectfully, you could still have them both. And so it bothers me that we just spent all of this time now across the last few decades with Barry again, and now we're just throwing him out again, even though it's like there were some stories. We talked about this before on the show. New 52 was a bad reboot, but really The Flash was a solid book.
It really, from the jump, like that first Francis Manapul run, like, oh, it was sort of like the gem out of all of them, right? Like it might not have been like the greatest book, but you could always pick it up and be like,
same highs.
Solid.
Yeah. It didn't have the same highs as, like, say, your Court of Owls, right?
I was just about to say Batman,
Snyder, right? Yeah, it didn't have the highs of that, but it also didn't have the lows of, like, say, Superman. You know, like, so, like, overall,
what was that doing? Like hell? Remember that? Like hell or whatever? Like, that was so fucking stupid.
I don't want to talk about that. That was so freaking retarded.
And it makes me so mad because, like, kind of Rocafort did all the covers for that run, and I'm like, no, Rocafort, put him on a better character.
And they had the one event. What was it? Krypton Returns or something like that.
World of Krypton or some shit. Like,
this one right here. I've got the hardcover. Which
I'm surprised you have the hardcover for that.
Well, I did because Rocafort does almost all the interiors.
Yeah.
So, and, like, I will still pull the trigger at that point as long as the writer's name is not Tom King.
Oh, God,
or Mariko Tamaki. So, like, the Flash book in New 52 era just kind of did this. Like, it might have had just a little bit of variance here and there, but for the most part, it stayed pretty level, and that, like, at a strong level. Right, like like it was good, not just like, well, it was down here, but it never dipped below. Right, it was just like, no, it's just up here consistently. It may not have reached up here, but it was still consistently strong. And so I did gain a much stronger attachment to Barry than I
definitely
had
did
before.
Off of that. Absolutely,
thanks to that run, right? Especially thanks to Francis Manapul early on.
Now,
and Brian Buscioletto's art was, just freaking beautiful.
It's so good,
absolutely beautiful.
Him and Manapul's, like, they defined that book. But now here's where I want to ask you this, because this is where I get stuck sometimes, because I'm right there with you. After he came back and, I hung out with him for the New 52, sort of, I had no choice, right? If I want a Flash, it's going to be Barry.
It's like, this is the Flash. Yeah.
Right. So, like, it worked, and I liked him a lot, especially in his solo book. It just felt, I kind of, we talk about it all the time, like you said it earlier, I couldn't get over the fact that, like, that's a Wally thing. Like, a lot of the stuff you're giving to him he's like Wally dipped, and that's, am I liking Barry or am I liking Wally? And I'm like,
am I liking the fact that they're putting a little bit of Wally into Barry? Right.
I remember, I think it's after it's one of the like 4,000 reboots he's gone through recently, but one of them brought him back, and he was like the bow tie guy, right? Like, his first thing is like, oh, I've got my bow tie, I'm running to the crime scene, and somebody in like 2009 is like, you look like a fuddy-duddy. He's like, well, I don't know, gotta go. And I'm like, okay, that's Barry. Like, that is 100%.
Yeah.
And then,
well, that was the thing. Wally always thought that Barry Allen was a boring stiff.
Exactly.
And then the flip side of that was that Barry Allen was secretly the Flash.
Which was
Wally's hero.
Right. And, like, after that, though, they started, like, they would draw Barry in, like, his bow tie, but he was no longer bumbling or sort of
they
plain bread.
Started to make him cool. They just made him cool.
Yeah, they really did. And I was like, I kind of like my Barry being the older fuddy-duddy.
I prefer him being like a generation behind, right? I prefer him because that's how Wally viewed him.
Right.
And therefore, that's how I viewed him. Because I grew up with Wally as my Flash.
And then I also love the dynamic you can get where, Barry's going, Wally, you shouldn't do that. Like, according to when I was a hero, like when I was younger, my experiences, not politics or social, but just like, I beat them by running in a circle or whatever. Wally will be like, no, we can't do that anymore. Like, they're powered by dark Omega energy. We can't do that anymore. Yeah. And Jay, Barry will get like really adamant, like, no, we're not doing this. And Jay will step in and be like, look, I get what Barry's saying, and I get what Wally's saying. I've been through this way more than either of you through multiple generations. Here's where both of you should be looking. And it's like voice of reason, finding that like compromise or that like way to make it all work.
I love when Jay is leveraged as like the patriarch of the Flash family. Like he is the final like voice of reason and level-headed.
It's so
but he's
good.
also always coming from a place of like love and compassion.
Yep.
Because he cares about every single person in the Flash family. Like that's proper usage of Jay these days. If you're not going to use him like in the heat of an action, which you still can. Because of the Speed Force, he ages way slowly.
You basically got super speed Captain America here. Do more with that. Like, he's from fucking 1942. Like, what are we doing here? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jay Garrick rule. It's my...
Jay is so cool.
The Infinite Crisis moment when they're running and he's like, boys, I don't think I'll be able to, like, keep up with you. And they go, yes, you already did. This is all, like, you got us here. Like, you're good, Jay. And he falls. And he has that, the Speed Force is, like, oh, Jay is so cool. Jay is so fucking cool.
He's fantastic.
I just love him.
Wally,
see.
Bart, Jay, Jesse and Barry.
John Fox. He counts! He counts! I just realized that he counts.
Bottom. Absolute bottom.
Him or Dark Wally? Wait, who goes at the bottom? Him or Dark Wally?
Shoot. No, we're not counting him. We are not counting. We're not counting alternate Earth versions of characters here.
John, Dark Wally, or I forget what his name was, like Conduit or whatever, when Barry was like the police villain, right? Like he had like the blue suit or whatever, like the future. It was like the alternate Barry.
From New 52?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
That's from shoot, where is it? The Out of Time or History Lessons?
I genuinely forget where that one is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Booth drew that run.
I felt like that run.
Primarily.
I really liked that run, and then I felt like it was just over too quick. Like, and they resolved it all, it was like nothing happened, or nothing lasted.
It was at some point in this run where Barry got a new suit for like 5 seconds. Where he had like not whiteout eyes, but they were gold.
Mm-hmm.
And like his suit had like even more lines on it and had more gold on it.
It was pretty. I actually liked it.
I liked it as a design, but I was like, man, that doesn't really feel for me. Like I always picture Barry in his classic Barry Allen suit. Right? It's hard for me to see him in anything else. Like
there's that classic like 80s image of like Barry. It's drawn by like I forget his name, but he's drawn a lot of stuff for them, like Jose Garcia or something. But he's like running and he's like kind of like half waving, and they've got like just like the old school like running lines behind him, and it's like, and he's kind of like smiling, and it like that is Barry. Like he's a symbol, but he kind of doesn't know he's a symbol, so he's a dork, and it's like that's Barry.
He's a dork, and he's super humble about it. It's not like, because the contrast there is Wally does this. He does know that it's the right thing to do, but he also does it because he just genuinely loves it.
It is a lot of that.
This is something he absolutely adores. Barry, it was all about duty, and so like he was kind of like the power of responsibility.
Yeah, he kind of was like that.
He really was, and so there was a dorkiness to him because he didn't really. I don't know if he ever truly grasped everything that was going on, and the I guess the kind of culmination of his life and what he was actually doing to help the world. I don't think he ever thought twice about it. And that's a accolade to him, because he was just doing it because it was the right thing, right? He was a dork. He was a dweeb. And that's part of his character.
He's the kind of person, like, if he saves the day, right? And then you would go interview him. He's like the guy who's just like, yeah, I did it. And then I went and I got lunch. Like, he wouldn't think he's just like, yeah, I did it. Of course. Like, what? Like, he's just
he didn't think twice about it.
I mean, he's the one who launched into the Anti-Monitor, right? Like, of his own volition, completely doing it himself, and he's cool. I do like him. It's just sort of like I like Wally a little bit more, a tiny tad more, because he's our guy. But okay, with that, I do want to hit the DC K.O thing real quick just to get your expression. But I was flipping through the Out of Time trade to look for like that suit. I could not find it, but I was flipping.
It might have been in either the volume. It might have been in the volume after.
It's somewhere here. That's what I mean. Like, it's not related to that story specifically. I know that. Like, it's not Conduit gives him the suit, but like it's in this realm of time, and I couldn't find it right away. We don't need to sit here and look at that.
Because it was when Booth was doing the interiors for it, which was only like 2 or 3 volumes in that run overall.
Because it goes from Manipul to him to Brian again, and so it's like, oh, okay. And it's during that Booth run, but I couldn't land it. But I did land on this, which I think you will get a kick out of. I forgot that this was a cover where Barry finally confronts Bartor and is like, let's listen up, little bitch. And
who the hell are you?
Yep. So Mike says, I still got to read DC K.O. #1. I'm going to go through a really quick run of it just because I need to explain one thing to Andrew.
It was in volume 8. It was in
volume
Zoom.
8. Oh, it's in Zoom.
It annoys me when...
Isn't that... aren't they jumping a bunch of artists during that run, though? Or during this time? Because it's like...
It does go through a few.
Manny gets one, and then... Yeah,
but
it's weird.
Booth is the artist that I think designed that suit. Because it's right
Dude,
there.
Okay, hold on. We can get rid of this. I hate that Zoom suit. I've never liked this Zoom suit.
And the thing is, that's not even Zoom. It's Professor Zoom.
I know.
It's Eobard.
It's
like they were playing around because it's New 52. So they were like, hey, let's just combine everything, right?
Which was confusing. And it's how we got where we are now, where Andrew and I now have Kniptons every time anybody mentions them.
This is where you get Andrew and Mav having his secret.
Yeah, right? Yeah, here's the suit. Like, I actually liked this one a lot more because okay, I kind of like the idea of the New 52 lines on Barry, but they did way too many of them and they were way too thin. And like this one kind of thickens them out a little and reduces how many there are. And I'm like, okay, now we're getting something. I feel like, I didn't like that. That's right. There's got to be a full... I don't like the shoulder separation thing. Like, that's what I didn't like.
That's strange.
That now.
It's really strange because it just looks like you're cutting under his armpit.
Right, exactly. And then you go back to the same material. I don't know. It's just
at
really
that
weird.
point, it looks like what you actually want to do with a completely different character is cut off the sleeves, but you still have the gloves.
Right? No, it kind of, and it feels like a Maxima, like a Bruiser type character is what you'd be going for with that. So, oh god, and just it's the little red symbol. It's so bad. Like, I don't know. That's what it is.
I really hate. Yeah, I hate that because here's the thing. Like, Thawne is supposed to literally be the mirror of Barry, right? His suit, whatever Barry's suit at the time is, Thawne should be the exact mirror of that. Otherwise, you completely miss the point.
Because Thawne is emulating him and gets hit with the wrong version of the Speed Force, and that's what causes his costume to go yellow lightning bolt into red lightning bolt, red suit into, like, you see it, it's there. Like, that's exactly why it happened.
the diamond shape thing on that looks so dumb. I don't like it. Like,
it's like too low. The black bolt's not big enough. In general, it's just stupid. Like, it feels like it's Mr. Sinister made a Thawne, right? Like, that's what it feels
contrast. The contrast just isn't there because, like, if you're trying to do the opposite of Barry here, instead of red being the primary and then having the gold, you're doing the yellowish gold be the primary. Okay, then you flip that and you have the red be the accent. We're putting black there, for no reason. The black makes it feel super off. At that point, you're like, you thicken those lines just a little bit, and he's like really fast running little Bumblebee, right?
Actually, actually, he does give a lot of Bumblebee vibe with that, especially with like the full leg
black lines.
That's
on
what I was
gonna
say. Yeah, like, I don't.
It's weird.
It like gives him thigh highs, and it's like I don't know, man. That's just.
Yes, I'm sorry, man. Like, I like thigh highs on a woman.
I was gonna say, like, if you were
not
Jesse,
on the dude.
If you were Jesse,
I
that
was
might
gonna say,
work.
if you're Jesse Quick, we can have a conversation.
We can do something here, but yeah, this just didn't work for me. Which is, again, nothing on Brett. Like, I'm sure it wasn't just Brett. Like, you also get design notes from everybody, and even if it was all Brett, sometimes our favorites miss. They swing and a miss. It happens, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
Even the absolute best artists can't be 100% gold all the time.
We love Mark Waid. He's got some stinkers out there. We love Jeff Johns. Let's not talk about Rebirth, right? So it's like, yeah, just remember, guys, you can love them. Nobody's infallible, and that's okay. But with that, let's get right over here real quick because I do want to break this down for you. So all of the stuff is, so the plot is basically all of the Absolute Universe stuff is is like encroaching into our reality, and it is sort of you haven't read Absolute Evil, otherwise you would know this, but there's like, if we're a universe that's based around like good and building and like life, it's the opposite. Like at its core, it's death, it's despair, because it's dark side. So it's like encroaching into our dimension, blah, blah, blah. The only way to stop it, because now Darkseid is the super cool, like, oh, I'm not on the right thing. Because now Darkseid is that super cool, like, he exists at all points at all times, which I actually kind of like. Like, that's that, like, metaphysical thing. Like, he's attacking Themyscira, Gotham, Rock of Eternity, Oa, and he's physically at all of those places at one. Like, it's cool, but...
They kind of took the concept of what Reverse Flash was for a while there, and just
like a universal constant, which is whatever. At least we get giant, Darkseid. It's a cool visual, but how it breaks down is there is something. It's called like the Dark Heart or something, or no, it's like the heart of the universe right now has too much Omega energy. We need to harness it so that we can remake the universe, because that's what Darkseid wants to do. Booster Gold is going to blast what we have with his, because he's been in that other universe, and it's going to overload it, and then we can take the power for ourselves.
Right, because he's filled with Omega energy right now.
When they do that, they learn that, like, the heart will only give the power to, like, a conqueror and a champion, like a conqueror, like a champion conqueror. So it goes, you all have to prove to me that you want it more. And so that's kind of why they all go into fighting, which is like, that's it? Like, is that really the motivation here? Just like, I won't give my power unless I have... It's kind of like you said, it's too shonen. It just feels weird. I don't know.
Now I feel bad about it, comparing it to shonen tournament arc now, because even those feel like they have a little more meaning than that.
Right? Like
that's super surface level. That's
it's
like
so surface level.
Hey, I want to do a shonen tournament arc in DC Comics, the heroes and villains. Okay, how much do you know about shonen tournament arcs?
I know they happen. I know they are a tournament.
Yeah, that all the characters fight against each other.
Right. And
yeah,
it's like,
no shit.
But like, okay, why do they do it in Naruto? Because they're taking exams, and then some of them have something more to prove, and maybe some of them don't want to win. And it's like, explore that. This is literally just do it to save the day. And all right, yeah, like this first round is okay. Here's all of our competitors are here. Make it to the finish line in time, and only a certain amount of you. Like, it cuts off at like 32 or something, and after that, everybody else is a loser. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Like doing like an Olympics type thing. There's even a line where Wonder Woman's like, I always thought doing like Olympic games with metahumans was something we should be doing. And I'm like,
but what are the stakes there? Like, what happens to the characters who don't cross the finish
line? Well, the stakes are, do they show it in this one? Well, it's here at the
Are they trapped? Are they dead?
They're statuified. So they're turned into like, they are killed. And then, it's implied that if everybody loses, then Darkseid's going to win. And
they all stay dead.
And they all stay dead, right? But then if we win,
the heroes win, which will inevitably happen,
of course,
then they'll be brought back. Right?
Exactly, right? So it's like, even those stakes aren't really stakes. It's just kind of like...
No, they're not.
Like, I like the stake more of all of the timelines are all doomed. Like, that's a big stake. That's cool. Can we focus more on that instead of just this really dumb tournament arc? Like, it's a big disappointment coming out of Williamson and everything he's been doing. I will say there is this cool little bit with Superman where, he enters the competition, he knows he needs to cross the finish line, but the like heart starts talking to him, and he's like, I know you're not trying, Superman. I know you're holding yourself back because you want to help everybody, but you can't. And if you don't do this, like, it's over. And he has to deal with that, and he like he kind of goes like Superman beast mode and like rushes the field, wipes it all up, like cleans it all up, and then like goes through the portal. So it's a good Superman movie or moment. I just don't have any care. Like, I don't care about anything that's happening.
It's hard to care about the events that are happening when you don't even care about the premise.
Right? It really, really is. And it's not even just like, sell me on the premise. It's a premise where I'm actively like, this is dumb. Like, this is really, really bad. And then, of course, there's this little tease of the ultimate or the absolute trinity being like Darkseid's destroyers, which I don't know, man. I just don't want them here. I just don't want them here. We talk about this all the time.
I don't want this
crossover.
I don't want these two universes crossing over at all. Let a good thing be a good thing on its own for a little while.
Like, why can we? If you needed to do this cross, just leave it with the Legion and Darkseid, like you were doing in Superman. Like that made sense, and then you could hint like, "There's other stuff happening in this universe, yada yada." But it's alive.
Don't have them meet. Maybe imply the existence of. Have a name drop or a hint to a name drop. But I do not want to see Absolute Superman and Prime Earth Superman or whatever the hell Earth we're on.
Whatever they are, yeah.
They change it every 5 minutes. I don't want to see them on the same page. I don't want to see them in the same panel. I don't want that with Absolute and Prime Bruce. I don't want it with Diana. Honestly, if I was gonna say I'd be okay with one of them, it would be Diana. That would be the most interesting one to me.
Actually, yeah, that would be. Because she is so opposite. or not opposite. She's like, well, she is in the sense like she's raised in hell, but then she is probably more Diana than our Diana. Like, just...
Right now?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
She kind of is. Like, her heart. This is the thing. And what I've really appreciated about the Absolute Universe is they're taking the premise of a world that is incredibly dark. It's dreary. It's diabolical. It's evil. The Darkseid runs this world, right? However, you still have the actual heart of these characters, right? We see that earnestness in Kal-El, in Absolute Superman in a few scenes. We've seen Bruce's same determination and his commitment to justice.
Going to save Wayland,
yeah, but more than any of the others, Absolute Diana feels like classic Wonder Woman, at least in her heart, her character, like the enemies that she's fighting, the visuals, the design, all of that. Yes, that's different, but like her in here feels more Diana than she's been in like 2 reboots.
Probably since. Yeah, Dark Knight's Metal, right? When she made everything canon. It's a bad moment, but it's a good Wonder Woman, like, characterization. Like, her debate about doing it all, right? Like, where she's talking to her Earth 2 self or whatever. Like, great Diana moment.
The dialogue there, is very Diana. Just the
outcome and, all that shit is so dumb. It's so dumb. But
yeah, like, honestly, like, prior to Infinite Crisis, really. Like, so prior to, like, her killing
Max, actually.
Like, this is the most Diana I have seen a Diana.
Like, even though I do like that New 52 run, or at least the early bits of it.
The early bits of it are some good storytelling, but it's definitely a more different version.
Yeah, it's like a more warrior classical Diana than it is a superhero Diana.
Whereas Diana was a warrior who always pushed peace first.
Right, like,
and then they turned her into like warrior first.
It's because they had there's just that one. I think it was Perez who drew it. Like, there's the whole sword shield thing from her. In the Golden Age, that was in like a classic gladiatorial story with Hippolyta, and then it was only a cover image in the Silver Age, and everybody decided to run with that. And I'm like, because badass sword. It's the trap that a lot of these guys run into. We see it all the time. They don't want to get creative. They look at Diana and they go, what can she do? She can fly, super strength, any cool, unique weapons, any cool, like, not particularly. Okay, well then, give her a sword, right? Like, that's
and
badass.
She can fight with the lasso.
Which, like, nobody...
Thing. And I say that as somebody who I actually like the sword and board, though I have a special attachment to that type of weapon combo in general. I would believe Diana to be able to use all sorts of weapons, obviously.
Oh, for sure,
you know, there's a Kotobukiya figure of her where she's got the shield as part of it, but she's also got a spear, right?
And the lasso.
It's a beautiful figure. Yeah.
I like it a lot, yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's like, you believe Diana would be able to use all of these, but in the vast majority of circumstances, do you think she would default to using a sword? No. Because using a sword tells me, like, you are ready to kill.
It kind of always felt ceremonial to me. right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, she has it, and maybe she'll wear it when she's going to like the UN because it's like ceremonial garb. Like, that makes sense.
Sure, maybe this is her mother's sword.
Right. And it's like an Amazonian thing too, right? Like, it's just you honor your mothers by wearing their weapons to show you're always ready to fight for the whatever, something like that. And then maybe she like wears it when they're like having the showdown on both hills, right? Like, I see you, we're gonna rush. Like, she's wearing it there for intimidation. I am very, very hard pressed to even suggest there's a time where she would use it. Like, even against like a Doomsday, that feels maybe that might be it.
Well,
right?
Well,
like,
I was about to say,
it.
I feel like you scale to that. So if we're talking like major crossover event, that's, I feel like, one of those things that you could use as a visual cue that that
things are like
shit's
getting heavy.
going down now. Like Diana's busting out the sword and shield, or shield and spear, or whatever, that's not just the lasso and her bracers, right? Because lasso and bracers is all Diana usually needs.
Pretty much.
And that's all I would expect her to use, certainly in her solo series.
I'm still sad that no writer since the New 52, since we rebooted, can decide whether they want to keep the boomerang tiara. I like it. I fucking like it.
I think it's fun. I think it's
Me
fun.
too. Exactly. It's perfect comic book fun. Like,
let's get Silver Age is what that is.
Let's get Silver Age. Exactly.
Keep a little bit of that fun there, right?
Exactly.
That's part of
So I like that weapon a lot.
Yeah, it's part of the magic. I feel like if when Diana's pulling out sword and board, that's when you're like,
like,
we're here now.
Yeah,
right?
like we're in the end game now. Like, that's what it has to be. You're pulling it out against the Anti-Monitor, Doomsday.
That's Bruce putting on something that isn't just, Kevlar-esque spandex. That's like, he's got something that's a little more armored up, even though it's not a ton. Right? I don't like when they super armor up Bruce, but I can appreciate when you are scaling up the threat level. Let's be reasonable here. Bruce doesn't have superpowers, okay? Can we give my man a little bit more than spandex if he's facing Darkseid?
there are two options I like for an armored Batman. One is the like how they did it in Batman v Superman, where it's like it enhances him, but it's not like I'm a superhuman now. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't turn him into cyborg. I like that, and I
just like, he can take a bullet and he can take a hit from something that's not a regular human. Like, give me that.
When he goes up against fucking Darkseid, right? Or with Supergirl, and he checkmates him by bombing, and he takes like a bunch of hits from him.
He takes a freaking ass
around,
kicking, dude,
with nothing.
Absolute ass kicking.
So like, I like little enhanced armor. At best, like, his armor should enhance him like it does in The Dark Knight Rises. Remember when he puts on like the leg brace and it's like a slightly stronger kick that can like chip at the brick? Yeah. That's what I'm like, that's enough for me. Or you go into like the very, give him like a giant Silver Agey type robot. Like, give him a big robot, but not like a mecha.
You just spoke my language. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now. You might even know what I'm about to do. Hold on. This is
I would say that, but I don't know what book you grabbed, and it's like you have everything there. So at this point, it could literally you could literally be going, "Hey, do you remember when the Kingpin told Jonah and Ben to not do any more articles?"
That might be slightly fair, but
yeah. Hold on, let me bring you up.
Scott Snyder's run on Justice League. This is the 6th Dimensions. This is what, volume 4, 5, 4. Yeah. Like that, or like the Hellbat armor.
Yep.
Like, that's sick.
No,
but like, that's like, okay, we're dealing with Darkseid. We're dealing with like cosmic entities. Like, this isn't your every Tuesday, right?
And I don't like when they go. So that Hellbat is kind of like my perfect medium, where like I don't like when they go too super mecha with it, like Kyle Rayner's constructs, because that just feels too.
It doesn't feel Bruce.
Right, exactly. Like, Batman does flashy, and he does put his stuff like his
he
symbol
wants
on
more
everything.
Control. He wants more direct control,
and he doesn't want like. He's not looking for like the visuals per se. Like, he's not looking for like, ooh, is it cool anime? He's like, does it have a bat? Does it get the shit done? All right, like let's go. True. So like, I like that level of robot for him. The second you start going too complicated, I'm like, I don't know about that. But then like, most of the time, I really like if you just give him Silver Age style. Like, it's a big dome and it's got controls and it just makes him stronger. And somebody just goes poof, and oh crap, like that robot didn't work. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, Emily? How are you doing?
Hey, Emily. I hope you're doing well.
Let's see. Yeah, that's really all I had for the Absolute stuff or the DC K.O stuff, because that's what it is. It's dumb. It's really, really fucking dumb. Like, insanely dumb. I don't know. But that's where we are with that. With that, Andrew, you want to talk about some comics from this week instead of from last week?
Let's talk about some comics from
good
this week.
Stuff. All right. Where do you want to start this evening?
I'm trying to really quick remember what we read this week. Absolute Flash.
We got Spidey, we got Flash,
X-Men,
and Unbreakable.
Spidey. Okay.
I will give
end with Unbreakable, because Unbreakable is probably my book of the week.
It's really, really damn good. I will say really quick. Are you still have you been keeping up with Superman Unlimited? It's still really damn good. It's still really, really good.
I'm an issue behind. It's on the top of my stack.
Man,
it's literally the next thing I'm reading.
Yeah, dude. I'm still loving this book. Dan Slott, amazing me all the time.
I'm reading, followed by Book of L #2.
Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. Oh, that's crazy. This issue, and maybe the last one, it's also drawn by Raphael Albuquerque, who is doing Absolute Superman is Raphael. That's interesting, huh? Didn't know that until right now. But how about that? All right, so let's see. That's all I wanted to bring up with that, because still having fun with that book. Let's start with okay.
Let's start with Absolute Flash. I want to get out of the way.
Let's start with Absolute Flash. Yeah.
It had some interesting stuff. I'm still not a fan of this book.
Yeah, let's
but it did have a deep cut Easter egg that I immediately messaged
which is
you
like,
when I read it. I was like, what?
Shit. And when I came across it, I went, no way. Like,
right?
This is
you were
crazy.
Like me, where you were like, nobody remembers that.
We remember that. And it took me a second to like register it. That's how obscure this is going to be. But issue 8 of Absolute Flash, as Andrew mentioned, if you've watched past episodes of Foil Variant, you know we were really excited about this book. It was giving us Wally. We were really stoked on the Absolute Trinity. We've got motion. Let's see what we got. Hasn't really given us anything past.
Hasn't been the business.
Anything. We've had some moments Andrew and I have liked, you know.
Yeah, there've been some interesting moments here and there, but overall the book has just kind of been a super slow moving dud.
A super slow moving dud with a lot of things that just don't feel right. Like the one we always go to is, oh, I just met Ralph Dibny and Linda. Oh, I just conveniently ended up fighting underneath them, and oh, we're here now. Like, what? Like, I don't know. It just feels a little too convenient at times, right?
It felt like one of those things where it's like, this is a lesson in pacing, because all this time, like whatever it was, 3 or 4 issues prior to that we spent getting here, we could have condensed that and then spent a little more time actually fleshing out
this could have been like,
so it didn't feel like
6,
all of this was happening in the span of 5 minutes. And it's man, like you kind of lost me here.
Super lost us there. Haven't really been capitalizing on what you would want to do with a Flash. But with this issue, as Andrew said, we got some interesting stuff, because what this issue is, this is a flashback issue. This is where we get kind of, not all of the backstory, but a better look at Barry's role at the base, at Dr. Thawne's role at the base, kind of where everything came from. And we get a lot of cool stuff out of that. But it's the Sophie Campbell problem again. It's like, these are cool things. Will you do anything with
You still got to tie them all together and do something that actually is meaningful with the characters.
Because otherwise, it's just like, that was neat, but okay. Like cool. But so, essentially, we learn that Barry used to be a like government contractor. He got his research defunded because it was getting too dangerous. Now he teaches at Keystone University, where Dr. Eobard Thawne, or not, is her name Eobard? I don't think it's Eobard's her ancestor,
grandfather.
We meet here. Yeah,
we'll get there, and I've got a question I want to pose to you in a theory.
Awesome.
Once we get there.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, Thawne, knowing Barry's work, goes out to recruit him. He basically says like, I don't do that anymore. And we have this really good, I like characters like this. Like cut through business execs, kind of, right? Like male or female, where she's like, cut the crap, Barry. Here's the truth. You were closer than ever. You're just being a little bitch, right? Like, I like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Thawne, I'm with that. But she basically convinces Barry to come work for her at Fort Fox, which on a project where she is saying, we're making contact with something. Like, it's another dimensional thing. We think it's sentient. We don't know, but it's there. And your research could get us that. And, you know, I like this fact. Barry does say, like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is weaponry. No, like, absolutely not. But she kind of hits him with the pragmatic thing of, well, how's it going to get done? Like, who's going to fund it? And he goes, shit, like, she even says it, right? Like intelligence, like intelligent curiosity or something. Like, it gets the best of him. And
well, what she does is she uses, and this speaks to, I'll give Lemire credit here. He does understand what the surname Thawne really represents.
Yes.
And that's master manipulator, because what she does is she deliberately sets Barry up here, where she had all of those equations and all that math and all that science up on that board there. She either deliberately had it incorrect, or she knew it was incorrect and was like, he's going to see this, and the scientific curiosity in him is going to take over, and he's not going to be able to help himself, and he's going to be on board with me right after that, because he's going to be like, this is incorrect. I know how to fix this, and then he's mine.
And, like, it's so...
And that is classic Thawne narcissistic manipulativeness.
And kudos to this guest artist, because this isn't Robles. This is who is it? It's more. Oh, I just saw the credit page.
It's somebody else.
Travis Moore. Travis Moore, temporary guest artist. But he at least, like, this isn't to say Robles wouldn't do it, but just credit to Moore for giving that little bit down here. Like in panel 3, you see Thawne's like, oh, I've worked on those. And then as Barry starts getting taken away, she's like, yeah, I got him. Like a smile starts creeping across her face.
You see just the slightest smile there, and she's like, got him.
Also, I don't know how academia works. Do like mathematicians and stuff not actually take photos or like write things down? Because like Barry just goes up and erases it from the chalkboard. She's like, I lost months of work. Like, obviously a trick, but I'm like, you got nothing. Like, you didn't write any of this down. You didn't. And maybe that's how it goes. I don't know. I don't know math from shit. But that did stand out to me. I don't know. What's 2 + 2 = 3 at this point, man? I have a calculator on my phone, okay? When I went to college, I literally tested so bad in math to get my...
Fake Asian.
Kind of, actually, dude. It's kind of
Filipinos
my
not count. Is it Filipino? You have
we
to
count
be mainland?
Yeah, we count when convenient. That's the kind of thing. We're like the Mexicans of Asia. We really are, right? So, no, like I tested so bad when I went to college. I needed a math credit just for my generals to get my English degree. I tested so bad. It was remedial, like algebra, and it was so low it wasn't even offered at my school, which was the lowest, like dumbest UC school of all, like UC Riverside. So I had to go to a community college and enroll and get another. Like that's how dumb I am with this stuff. So I have no idea how it works in the higher up settings, but. So, yeah, Thawne gets Barry to come work for her. This is where I start getting interested, or this is where things start getting interesting. I kind of really like this stuff because this is kind of that playing with tropes and things we know in a good way, not just subverting. Like, we're playing around with stuff, and it's really cool because Thawne explains that, you know, her grandfather almost made contact with this thing, but science couldn't do it, so he went to, like, magic, and he started, you know, doing like magic rituals that were science-based, and that was all this stuff kind of drove him crazy. And we get this moment where Thawne is activating his device for the first time to try and communicate with whatever's over there when a military captain drives up and says, hey, what are you doing? Captain Jay Garrick, right? So he's like, hey, what are you doing? Thawne's like, oh, I'm going to activate this. Jay goes, this isn't right. Like, this feels really, really raw. Like, just something in my bones and my blood doesn't feel right with this. And he attempts to shut it off. We saw this in like an issue or 2 ago. He tries to shut it off. Thawne shoves him in, and boom, everything blows up. Thawne's research is lost, and then we go to Barry, and that's where we pick back up with the research. From there, we see that Barry, we see him designing the suit. We see everybody going into the other dimension to kind of like test it out. We get a very early interaction between Barry and Wally, which is kind of, you and I mentioned this before, right? Like, why does he just run to Barry all of a sudden? Like, what's the connection here? They talk like one time, and here we go. Like, they explain it. It's not the deepest relationship, but they're hanging out. They're talking. Barry does try to connect with Wally, seeing him like being a lonely kid on the army base. But from there, they get into the other dimension. They get through, and they see there is a giant spaceship on the other side. Somebody has already been there. From there, they, bring it back to Earth. They start experimenting with it. This is where we get all of the Rogue's technology, like the boomerangs and all that. And as we close the issue, Barry's having a bunch of guilt about, I can't believe I brought another weapon into the world. When he gets touched by the energy, and he sees this image of somebody yelling, stop, you must stop. Wally, it must be Wally. Clearly a callback to Crisis on Infinite Earths 8. And that's where we end, right? So, like Andrew and I were saying, there's a lot of interesting things here, a lot of cool parts. I just don't know how it's going to assemble right. I feel like this should have come earlier,
because the pacing for this book is
just
not. This is something that should have been like, honestly, this should have been like issue 2 or 3,
dude.
Because it's just a flashback. You could have put this anywhere. This is something that should have been leveraged as like your main hook. You want to have your series hook in issue 1, but if you don't, then in issue like 2 or 3, maybe you had a secondary hook that is kind of like faint, maybe. And it's like, oh, here's the pitch for this series. But then you kind of like flip the script on people. It's like the main hook is right here, actually, right? And this is something that's far more interesting. And honestly, what are we now? We're several issues in. This is issue
8, dude. This is 8.
Like, I don't know, man. Like this issue had a lot of interesting stuff, but it's like, man, why did we take this long to get here?
That's what I mean. Like,
this is all stuff that would have made me far more interested in everything else that was going on if this happened in issue 2 or 3.
I could even
like here's the end of issue 1 is when we have that moment where Wally is in the cave and he's like freaking out. Oh, it's either 1 or it's 2.
If it's 1, that's insanely bad pacing. Like, we
know
it's bad pacing. I'm gonna look real quick, but
it's 1 or 2. It's no further than 2. But either way, this is the issue that you have come right after that. And then all of a sudden, you've hooked your audience on your premise.
It's 1, yeah.
It is 1. Oh my god.
Well, because also remember that here, I'm going to switch it over real quick to that issue because
that pacing is a nightmare.
It's really fucking bad. That's not anything. Not that one. Maybe it's. Oh yeah. So this is issue 1. Like when Wally's getting his powers and stuff, and he's running. It flash forwards at the end, right? Like he goes Barry, and then it goes flash forward 1 year later. And Mirror Master's there learning everything that's happened, but it feels like
so what you do.
This is perfect time to jump back. Like
get rid of this page, get rid of the page prior. So the final page of this first issue
should have been this
right there.
It should have been
and then immediately the next issue, issue 2, is this flashback issue.
I 1,000% agree, especially
that would have changed the pacing of this series entirely.
Because at this point, because we would have gone these. Instead of going 8 issues going, why am I here? We would have been going 8 issues going, I can't wait for them to deliver on this, right? Like, I know if we'd have said magic ritual talking to something on the other side of like the Speed Force in issue 2, you and I would have been like, dude, what is that? Like, all right, Jeff, like take us for a ride. But instead we were going, why are we here? Why? Like, this is boring. What are we doing?
If they had done it that way, I would have been able to completely forgive the fact that their pitch for this was, it's just Wally. Wally doesn't have Barry. Wally doesn't have Jay. There's no Speed Force. Literally, what have we just gotten? Confirmation of the Speed Force and Barry and Wally.
And Jay and Wally
Barry and Jay.
And Thawne and
Like, come on, man. Like,
it's all over the place. And like, to like, this feels, I just realized like this feels a little personal to me, right, Andrew? Because this issue 8 is the first time since issue 1 we've heard anything about that fucking beast, right? Like, remember at the end, that's the thing. I was super stoked. The only thing I kind of walked away from issue 1 loving was like, what is that mystery like creature that is on the, because it was like here's the good Wally's going to do, and he's like a hero and everybody's cheering for him, and then it's like, but there's bad coming down the pipe too, and it's this massive monster. And I was really stoked about that. And I've brought it up every time we've talked about a Flash, like, where is it? Where the hell is it?
Yeah.
This is like, they're talking not directly about it, but like, it's in play now because other I shouldn't have taken 8 issues for that. If you'd have told me this was a thing, issue 2, maybe even 3, I'd have been like, oh yes, it's gonna come. Instead of like, did you forget? Like, how does this play into anything here? So I don't know.
This title is paced so poorly.
It's
and Jeff Lemire has written some good stuff. This is not it.
I mean, like,
as far as I'm concerned.
Shout out to Mike. I don't know if he's still watching, but like the Green Arrow run from
his Green Arrow run,
amazing. I don't know what's happening with him lately, because it's this and then it's fucking JSA, where Jesse Quick is getting divorced from Rex. Like,
some writers just aren't a good fit for certain characters and certain titles. This just might be the case here.
It seems like, you know what it is? I think it might be Lemire is better at grittier, grounded stuff, because he did Green Arrow, he did like Old Man Logan, he did a Hawkeye run. Like, that seems like a better fit for him over big, bombastic, like super powers and
that might explain why we haven't actually seen much in the way of like Wally in action with like the superpowers, because
we've seen it like twice.
He just might be a writer that he doesn't have that in his toolkit, and that's okay.
And that's fine.
But that makes him the wrong person to have on this book.
And then it just makes it more apparent when it's both of the books he's on right now, and especially when they're being like, JSA was part of All In. This is part of Absolute and All In, I guess. But they were like, these are the books. Like, come back. Like, check out JSA. Look, Flash is coming to Absolute. And you give us like mediocre at best. Like, that's me being nice. I don't know. It's such a miss, guys.
I don't like this book, but I will say
I want to. But yes, let's get to that Easter egg.
The Easter egg that is brought up in this book is something that I stared at the page for a second, and I was like, they can't be hinting at that, right? There's no way they're like, and for a moment I questioned my Flash knowledge and my Flash memory.
Right.
I was like, hold on, I gotta get my Flash facts right. And so I pull out frickin' Savage Velocity, which I do actually have signed by Mike Barron. I got him to sign that at was it Denver Fan Expo last year.
I was gonna say, it's got to be recent with you going all over the place.
And I flipped through it and I was like, Blue Trinity, like they can't actually be pulling that one out of their ass right now, can they? And then I find them in the book and I'm like, oh my God, they just Easter egg Blue Trinity from Mike Barron and William Messner Loeb's runs on the Flash. This is Flash Volume 2, guys.
Like pre-Wade, like that little era where they were kind of just trying to bring Wally back, right? Like, or this not even just Wally, like Flash.
This is a mostly forgotten run because, truth be told, most of it doesn't carry forward, because when Wade when Wade took over, he basically restarted from square one
with Terminal.
Before that, he did a brief like multi-issue thing that was playing with different members of the Flash family. He did some Barry, did some Jay, did some Wally.
Johnny was before he introduced
John Fox. And then he did the Born to Run mini series, which was like kind of resetting. It wasn't even truly rewriting. It was just kind of like reintroducing Wally's origin and being like, this is this character.
It was kind of like reestablishing what the Flash is going to be, because if we, like we said, Flash ended with Crisis because it was not running at Crisis because nobody wanted any. It was just nobody was reading. It was boring. It wasn't landing.
No one was reading Barry as Flash anymore.
And so then we get into the, Silver Age of it all, or we're moving into the Golden Age now, and like the Silver Age and the Golden Age, like that was a lot of the stories that were just like the Jimmy Olsen stories, right? Like, oh, I'm a gorilla now. What are we gonna do? Tune in next week. What's gonna happen? Oh, Superman, your butt's on fire. Why is that happening? Fire kryptonite? Like, that was a lot of it.
It was a lot of silly pseudoscience stuff. And a lot of just kind of throwaway stories, right? Like, comic books were in an era where they were moving away from that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. So
ironically, the Flash book couldn't keep up.
Yep, that's kind of what it is. But that's what you see when they bring back Flash here, and they start with Baron, and they, before Wade, there are stories, but it's kind of like you said, none of them really carry forward. There's nothing lasting. They all wrap up really fast. The most
memorable thing from those is having Vandal Savage.
Yes, like being his villain now. Yeah, like
that was the most memorable thing about those entire runs.
But then you get Wade doing Born to Run, and that, like you said, it's not rewriting him. It's reframing it as like, this isn't just your daily newspaper strip anymore. Like, we're gonna do a story. Like, there's character here, like real characters here now. And then it was off to the races. But yeah, so Andrew read this before me, and he messages me. He goes, "Did you catch that Easter egg in Absolute Flash?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I got to see it now." I'm reading it. I get to that panel, and I kind of landed on it a little quicker. I went, because I was primed to look for an Easter egg, so I was like, no fucking way. Like, I even messaged Andrew. I was like, so there's clearly a lot of callbacks in there. Fort Fox is named after Gardner Fox, who wrote the original Flash. There is obviously the visual callback to Crisis on Infinite Earths 8 at the very end. So it's like, oh yeah, there's all this. But what the fuck? Who remembers Blue Trinity?
You're looking at 2 out of probably the 3 people who do.
It's like us and Mark Waid, and Mark Waid probably told Jeff Lemire, like, don't use this. Yeah. Like, I've got you. I
Mark Waid's the other guy.
I guarantee what happened was Lemire wrote it, right? Like, the script's all out, and just you. I mean, you know this as a comic book creator now, right? Or somebody who works at least in a comic book company. You'll send,
No, man, I just wrote the Flash. That's all I did.
Oh, that's right. And you have no idea how color design works, because heroes can only be presented in red, blue, yellow. We've never had a purple or green
Heroes
superhero.
Must be strictly primary colors. If you deviate away from that, you're actually just writing a villain.
Like everything.
Somebody should let Hawkeye and the entire Green Lantern Corps and the Hulk know.
And Starfire.
I'm sure they'd love to know that they've not been colored as heroes all this time.
I didn't even realize this when we've been having this. So this is an inside, or like, I guess we're sharing it with you guys now. There's been a guy on Twitter trying to make this point at Andrew that, only because Andrew retweeted a piece of art from a new comic book artist, or a fledgling one, of his like Superman character, like
it's very clearly his role, a Superman homage.
Yeah. But he's got like a white Superman suit archetype, and then like a purple cape and a purple diamond, or like a purple chest piece. And Andrew was like, "This is great! Like, it looks so heroic!" Like, and it did. And
looks very heroic. It looks very like noble and regal.
And this guy was just going like, "Yeah, I guess it's good, but you don't put heroes in non-primary colors." And Andrew was replying like, "What?" And then he sent it to me, and both of us since then have been like following this guy's argument, but it's still just like, what are you talking about?
And like the number of heroes that wear non-primary colors as their primary colors is very high.
And it's like so easy to find examples, and they've been the entire time. Like, Alan Scott is the Green Lantern in 1920. Like, what do you guys want? Like,
he's got green and purple on him. Yes, he's got the red shirt as well, but he's got green and purple on him too.
Dude, I can't believe I didn't realize this before now, but I'm looking over at like my big pile of stuff that I've like ordered. I have a model kit of the main mecha unit from Evan Hellion. It is literally primary purple with green highlights.
With the green accenting, yeah.
So it's like, what is this? And so like Andrew and I just this entire week, we've been like, nobody's ever worn purple. Hawkeye, nobody's ever worn purple. Black Panther when like the suit is charging up. And it's just like, it's so easy to prove this crap wrong. Like, If you read comic books, this stuff's really, really easy to prove wrong.
That's the thing. If you actually read comic books, it's pretty easy to understand what is correct and incorrect here.
It's just so yeah, like it's not ruining our lives. We're not obsessed with it. It's just very funny to us, so we keep referencing it. Yeah,
it is genuinely funny.
But I guarantee what happened is
like somebody please let the Hulk know that he is not colored.
I just realized that the Hulk has purple pants too.
He's got purple pants and he's green.
He's fucking like. I don't know what more you want from us, guys. Like even at the start, Hulk was gray. Like what do you guys like? What are we doing here? What are we freaking doing here?
Can we please? I don't care if you are a fan of the RIPPAVERSE, if you're a fan of Comicsgate, if you're a fan of whoever the heck or whatever the heck. Please just be intellectually honest.
Just be like
just say you don't like somebody and therefore whatever they do or whatever decisions they make is the worst thing in the world to you, regardless of whether or not it really
People will have so much more respect for you if you just go like, yeah, I don't like them and so I don't like this book, instead of going like, oh, well, you see, like, don't do that, because
if you try to rewrite history and pretend like things that have been the case for decades upon decades upon decades as a commonplace practice within a medium, within an industry, you are only making yourself look like the biggest ass on the planet.
Exactly.
You are only doing yourself a disservice. You know what? I'm from New York, and we New Yorkers have a phrase, it's mind your business.
So you're from Winchester, right? Like, aren't you from up there?
Not
like
Winchester. I'm not hoity-toity like that. But like, if you don't like somebody, that's fine. You don't need to like anybody. You don't need to like everybody, certainly. But you also don't need to lie just because you don't like somebody.
And like sometimes, I know there's that inherent fear where it's like, oh, if I say I don't like them, I'm going to be, on the opposite side of everybody else. Or like, who cares? Like, just be honest.
I won't name the person's name, but there was a person who wound up quote retweeting one of the tweets that I put out, whatever it was yesterday or the day before, that was talking about the weird like tribalism and people just like deliberately being intellectually dishonest and making shit up just because they don't like somebody, and therefore they have to automatically default to being a contrarian to whatever it is that person just said or did, even if what that person said or did was correct. And that person
that's the
who quote retweeted me does not like me. They actually hate me.
Actively,
they don't like who I work for. They don't like who I work with. They don't like anything we've created. But they said, I agree with him here. They said, I cannot believe I'm agreeing with Andrew here. But I agree with what Andrew's saying here. You shouldn't just make that level up.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like somebody.
And also, like, don't double down in the face of evidence, right? Like, here's Hulk, here's Hawkeye,
Yeah, right.
That's it?
No. You don't understand. Mav, you don't understand. You and I are the outliers. Gambit is a very, very little known,
very few people know Gambit.
Nobody
has ever...
He's absolutely not on the top 5 liked male X-Men characters of all time.
It's
consistently.
It's not like his appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine made like both of the theater showings I went to shit their pants. You know, like no, nobody knew who he was. Everybody afterwards was like, "Who was?"
It's not like the only thing after the way that Deadpool was handled in X-Men Origins that people were pissed off about was how Gambit was handled, because he wasn't done justice in that either. Like, those were the two sticking points.
He was like the best part about that.
I think the casting was actually probably really
casting
strong.
was great.
I wish they'd done more with them. They just didn't do much with it.
The problem is, like, I actually liked the entire thing. Like, he gets caught cheating at cards. He gets in a big street brawl with Logan and Weapon X, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm out of here." Like, gentleman thiefy. I love it.
Yeah.
Doesn't come back. Like, that's the problem. He needed to come back at some. I don't know how, but he needed to come back for like the final fight or whatever. Yeah. And like, oh yeah, that's my Gambit. But
yeah,
I mean, that movie's just a mess in general. But yeah, guys, at least just be honest, because
Gambit is a loved character, and we'll get to him when we get to our book of the week.
I think. Oh, sorry. Had a frog in my throat. But I think that's where we are. I think that's where we are.
Wow.
With,
that might be the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, you know me. I would type it out in all caps if I could, but we're talking. But yeah. So Blue Trinity is just a very obscure reference. Like, it is a trio of Russian speedsters who, like, they tried to basically force their way into the Speed Force, and it like kind of worked, but not like a true conduit. And they were like, "Oh, hey, we're here to help." Kind of like the classic thing.
If I'm remembering correctly, they were kind of like artificial speedsters.
Yep, that's what I mean.
From a Soviet project.
Yep.
And like they wound up like trying to get further along, and they did start out like they were initially dressed in red, obviously red Trinity, Red Scare, Red Trinity, that all that stuff. And then they wound up actually turning face and being good guys for a while.
For like half a second, yeah.
Well, then they got freaking wrecked. They got messed up very early on, very quickly.
Well, and then they go to the Suicide Squad, and then they are done.
Yeah, like nobody remembers them because they were there and then we're gone.
They are literally like a villain of the week, like a monster of the week. Like, oh, Russian speedsters.
Well, they're like even freaking DC's Speed Demon, like it is there longer than they are. That's not saying much.
I mean, like,
because he was there for like an arc.
Yeah, like an arc, like maybe two. What was it? Oh, dang it! What was I gonna say? Oh,
wait, DC has a Speed Demon. Somebody should let Marvel know.
Oh,
they have the same name.
I can't believe it. You know what? I also see that I know there's this character in Marvel named Hyperion. Maybe somebody should tell DC that it looks a little too much like Superman. You know, just
oh wow.
There's no way that could have been, done on purpose or for the theme or they're clearly just plagiarizing.
Come to think of it, doesn't both DC and Marvel have Scarecrow? Like literally Scarecrow?
They do. They both have a Scarecrow.
Wow.
And they both have an icicle, I think. Icicle.
Wow.
Like there's an ice villain they share.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a mess waiting to happen because we can't have words.
It sounds like neither of those publishers are ever going to take off. Like I can't believe anybody would ever support such shitty.
Must be a crap indie project.
But yeah, like the Blue Trinity swing really was just like wow, and that's what I'm pretty sure it was like. Oh, I'm Jeff Lemire. It's all finished or whatever, like the script, and Wade is probably like, oh, can I look at it? I'm a Flash writer, and he goes, yeah, Jeff, I got something for you. Name it Blue Trinity. Name it Blue Trinity. Jeff probably doesn't even know.
Can I put out some wish fulfillment here for just a second? I really hope that this next issue of The Flash next week with Wade writing Impulse, I hope it is so good, and I hope and pray to God that like DC begged Wade to be like, we don't know what we're gonna do yet with this book. Can you like stay on for a little bit? I know you're already doing World's Finest. I know you're already doing Justice League Unlimited, but can you help us out here, man?
This is his one last job mentality. Like we need him in that mentality for this. Like, one last job.
Like lock in, man. Like Wade, like turn off your phone, put it under your pillow, or no, put it under your bed. Like not even under your pillow. Put it under your bed. Go back to only using rotary phone and just freaking go straight. Don't even write your scripts on a computer.
Right. Go back to a
typewriter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do
or
that.
Pen and
Hell
paper,
yes.
one of the two. Right. And mail your scripts into DC that way. Like I don't care if it makes it more of a pain in the ass for them. I really don't care. They're a mega corporation. They're owned by Warner. They're fine.
They can afford it. All right.
They can eat crap. I don't care. Like just.
But hey, don't be mean, okay? You're the kind of toxic person that made the Flash fail. You're the reason, okay?
Oh man, did you see that?
I did see it. It's on my docket to write later tonight, but I saw it from you. I saw it from you, and I was just like, oh my.
Send me whatever you write up for your bounding article for that, because I gotta see that. Because I was like,
I'm gonna like rip into this shit. Like
this
no
dude
way.
did not actually just say that about the Flash film,
He keeps doing it. Remember when he was like, "Oh, it failed because women don't like the Flash," and it's like, he just had a fucking 14-season show on the CW.
I was about to say most of the CW's audience is women. You retard.
And like that show was made with a primarily female audience in mind.
Like,
that's why there's so much drama. Like,
well, that's the entire reason why you make an ensemble cast. Because if it was only directed towards male superhero fans, it would have just been focused on Barry and nobody else.
Like,
you wouldn't have had Team Flash because we wouldn't have cared. We don't need all the ensemble drama.
We might have had
Barry and you would have Iris.
See, I think we might have had the cast still, but I think all that drama is gone, and it's way more Power Ranger style, like fight that monster of the week. Like that's way more of the focus than
that's what you and I would have been there for.
Right, exactly.
But because CW is a primarily female viewership, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. They wrote to that. And so that's why you had so much melodrama. You had so much interpersonal drama. Like that's just what they leaned into.
That's what the CW is, yeah.
And they chose a good-looking guy like Grant Gustin to play the main character. Like, women aren't going to watch a show if the dude isn't like halfway decent.
And like
looking, right?
So like to that point, like you don't get 14 seasons or whatever only on the backs of male only viewers or like primarily. You need both audience to get that length. You need both
unless
segments.
It's professional wrestling. No, you're not. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like there are very few things that are like can only survive on one gender. And
like maybe like Breaking Bad, I guess for some. I haven't seen it, but I know that was super popular. Like
that was, but it's also like. It's drama heavy, right? Like it's very tense. It's very like emotional. Yeah. So that's where the hooks get in there. But the CW. I don't even know why we were talking about the CW, but
because the whole like female viewership.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Even though they all watched the CW show, and that's why it was their #1 show for basically its entire run.
Muschetti. Now I just know Mike is. I'm gonna ban him. How do I ban him?
Now he's trolling.
From here? Yeah, no, I know.
Now he's just trolling.
Now I know you are, Mike. But I think that's enough. Or I think that's all we have for the Flash. You want to jump to another book?
Let's jump to Amazing Spider-Man, which has actually been really solid the last few issues. Like
it has,
surprisingly so. We'll see where it pans out in the end. But like it's been doing some fun stuff.
I'll say this issue makes me a little worried that we might be at the like peak of the roller coaster, you know what I mean? Like oh, okay, now like we got like we'll get into it because like it just didn't give me the same oomph as we got kind of from the previous ones. So if you guys remember right now, Amazing Spider-Man divided up into two stories.
Badass, by the way.
I was surprised it wasn't Campbell. It's actually Patrick Gleason. And I was like, wow, that's and
I love the red effect on the eye.
On the eyes, yeah. I love the red effect. I like that he Gleason draws the bracers and stuff like closer to the body instead of chunky like
so
Ben.
Not so bulky.
Yeah, like I like that, but it didn't feel right for a Peter, right? Like, obviously I like it on Ben, but yeah. So, but it's funny. Gleason shared this because I went to his to his Twitter to look for a copyless like version of this cover without the big Amazing Spider-Man text. Didn't have it, but he shared this cover like a month or two ago, and he's like, next Spider-Man issue, check it out. It's this art, but it's Peter drawn normal. Like there's no metal bracers, there's no red effect on the eyes, and I'm just like, aha, I see what you guys were doing. Like you were trying to hide the Norman of it all. Look at that. Mike's actually read this book. Good, then you can get in on this with us. So, yes, as you guys remember, two different storylines going on right now. Peter Parker is in space trying to find his way back to Earth to fight Hellgate. On Earth, Norman Osborn is trying to fill in for Spider-Man's life, and Ben Reilly is trying to fill in... he's in Peter's regular life, like he's working at his job, living in his apartment. We don't know quite what the motivation is yet. He's kind of just like he hasn't said it, which is kind of interesting.
We know what Norman's motivation is, and I will say, even though... So I hear what you're saying. Like, this issue doesn't have maybe as many, like, flashy or, like, super cool, impactful moments as we've had in the last, like, maybe 2 issues.
Right.
But there was some really, I think, important character work with Norman in this issue, Norman, especially towards the end, where it's like he was doing a lot of introspective stuff.
Right.
That was, like, him, I think, really wrestling with his own actions as well as like looking at what Peter's actions had been. And like, this is, man, if you told me a year ago that I would genuinely be sold on Norman Osborn making a genuine effort
to be
not
just
good.
A hero, but like a Spider-Man. Because remember, he did Gold Goblin, and that was just stupid.
Yeah.
Did not like that.
That was the thing. But like he's trying to fit in for Peter, and a lot of his internal dialogue is like really good character stuff.
Well, I will actually agree with that, because so this issue is kind of basic, guys. It basically plays out with right here. Norman is like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I'm kind of, this is probably one of the, maybe that's what it is. Like, this to me is a big moment, but it's at the beginning of the issue, so maybe that's why I didn't really think of it. But like, if you guys remember last issue, Norman got confronted by all of the Spider Kids plus Silk. I'm so mad that she's here. But the Spider Kids plus Silk came to tell him, like, don't do, like, who are you, first of all? We don't know who you are. And then, we
get out of here, Spider-Boy. Literally nobody gives a shit.
I'll say at the very least, he's had some cute little dialogues in these 2 issues of amazing. Aside from that, I really don't care. Like, I like okay, it's Norman Osborn. We'll let you do this for now. And he goes, should I be like worried about this? And they're like, we'll tell you later. That's cute to me. But yeah, aside from that, really shouldn't be here. But last issue, they tried to fight him to say, who are you? And also stop. Norman reveals himself. At the very first page of this issue is Norman going, they're right. Like, I'm not doing this right, and I'm doing more harm to Peter's life and reputation and everything. I need to get, like, that to me, I did not see that coming, right? I thought it would be all right, you do your thing, we're going to do our thing, but we have our eyes on you. Like, that they always do. But for Norman to go like, nope, this is wrong. Like, I'm fucking up. I really like that. That is a subversion that I didn't see coming. But off of that, this leads to him going and confronting Ben, who is, still living in Peter's life. I do really like this exchange because Ben and Peter's boss are like talking about his work future. Norman comes over and is just kind of like, oh, hey, like, I need to talk to you. His Peter's boss is like, hey, you're another science mogul. I'm a science mogul. Stay the hell away. There's a bunch of like corporate shit here. And Norman's like, no, I just need to talk to him. Like, this is a personal matter. I promise. And he just leans into Ben and goes like, my car outside now. And Ben's like, no, I'm not going. And he goes, it's over, Ben. We're done playing pretend. And Ben just goes, holy crap, you're fake spot. I like the Ben reaction. Like,
it was holy crap. Where like they both realized, right?
Yeah, like oh, okay, now we're on an even playing field. I really did like that little moment. But off of that, we do get
Spider Slayer.
Yeah, so basically Norman goes to Ben and he wants Ben to stop acting like Peter. They get interrupted before they can have that talk by a Spider Slayer, which we saw last issue being developed with assistance, or for rather, Roderick Kingsley, the Hobgoblin. We get kind of like your basic-y fight, I would say. So it's a very basic fight where Norman, he goes, oh shit, like I have to do this. And he leaps into action. We actually get that Captain Kitsunugi kid in here. And
yeah,
for once I actually was like, oh, I would let you, like, I would be open to seeing what you guys want to do with him. Because from before this, it's just been like, oh, he's here. And it's like, what are we doing? But then, like, he has this moment here where he fights alongside Norman. They save the day. And
Norman actually encourages him kind of at the end. Like, in a really weird, like, offhanded, not in a Spidey way, which I kind of liked, actually, because he's not Spidey. He's not Peter.
I do too.
Right? He did it in kind of his own way. The way that it's worded, it feels like you can almost hear him going back and forth with himself in his head, like, what would Peter say here?
But here's practically also what he should do, because
the way I see it is there are these two competing things. He's trying desperately to maintain Peter's legacy while Peter's gone right now, right? And so he's trying to be like Peter. He's genuinely aspiring to be more like Peter really now, which is
interesting. It's
weird
interesting.
And wild. It's interesting, and it's the most wild part about it is that right now, as of these last couple issues, it's believable.
Right.
And that's the craziest part about it. Yeah, at least right now, just cards on the table, cards that were dealt and at face value, what we're dealing with, like, it's genuinely believable. It's kind of wild.
I think a lot of that comes from the fact that he is taking his lumps and admitting, like, I can't do if he was like, I'm still doing this, like, I'm Norman, of course I'm doing this right, it would feel dumber. But
yeah,
there's something here. I don't know if we quite know what it is, like, thematically, but like, this is interesting. But yeah, the
other bit though that is the competing part of that is that he's also, based on what we saw, the interaction he had with what's her face, Peter's boss. I can't remember her name right now.
I always want to call her Shay because she's actually like she's been around more than Shay. So like, that's where my mind always goes. She is very pretty. Yeah, she's very pretty.
She's super pretty, and she's kind of snippy and witty. And I mean, like, if they went too much further with it, she'd be obnoxious. But she's like just enough to where it's like, no, you're a science mogul, and you are an owner of a corporation, so you have to have an air about you in order to actually not get trampled over, right? So there's something to be believed about that.
She has the corporate bonus to that personality, like without the corporate angle, like she feels it's like Mary Jane, right? Mary Jane's confident, she knows what she wants, but she's not obnoxious. Like that's what she's giving here, but she has a little bit more obnoxiousness because she's a corporate like tech CEO, but that makes sense. Like that is natural because you got millions of dollars on the line all the time, or you're head scientist.
There's this cutthroat, bloodletting thing that you have to deal with on a daily basis, and so that in context, it works. But when he was speaking with her here, he talks at one moment with her about like you have an opportunity here to be like a good parent.
Yeah.
I messed that opportunity up in my own life explosively.
It's a really good moment. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was a single parent, a terrible single parent. I had opportunities to make it better, failed explosively. And then Harry was gone. Like, we all know, like, I don't know, like that was a really good delivery. Like, again,
like that was another moment where it's like, man, we're getting some like really good insight and character work into Norman, like trying to be, he's like trying to be humanized here. And he's trying to actually be a human being again.
It almost feels like I want to say, it's like this is such good writing and like an exploration of it that I almost don't want it to go away. Like it feels to me such a waste to undo this eventually, right? And make him Goblin again, which we know will happen. But like,
there's no way Marvel Comics, the House of Status Quo,
I know,
like throws away the opportunity to have
a Green Goblin, the Green Goblin,
right?
Yeah,
like you're gonna have a Green Goblin. That is Peter's main. That's his arch nemesis. That's his Joker. That's his Reverse Flash. That's his Lex Luthor, right? Like that's Spidey's main villain. I'm okay with them diverting from that for a while, as long as they're making it believable in the process. And right now, they're making it so believable that I actually don't want them to divert from it.
That's what I mean.
Like I'm actually like, man, can we get to a point maybe where you do such a good job of selling me on reformed Norman that he becomes an ally to Peter in some form or fashion.
Like
maybe something happens to him where like maybe it's something like so this is just me throwing stuff at the wall.
Hit me.
If Peter's ultimately going to come back to Earth, right, from his ventures out in space, which have been fun and kind of quirky and like somehow more classic Spider-Man.
I was going to say like classic Spidey than this. Yeah.
Right. He's going to eventually come back to Earth. You're going to have a moment where he's going to freak out because he's going to see that somebody has been acting as Spider-Man that is not one of the other Spider folks.
That's going to be a fucking blast.
Oh yeah, man. He's going to have a freaking, honestly, I would have a moment. It would be totally classic. Like, all of the heroes meet for the first time and they're going to have a fight before they realize they're all on the same side. Blah, 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 right. So you're going to have that moment between Peter and Ben and Norman, and like they're all going to be coming from completely different angles and frames of mind. But at the end of the day, you're going to, I think what you do is you have Norman, if you really want to sell people on reformed Norman, you have whatever ends up being the actual enemy, the actual overarching
Hobgoblin,
thing
for
that we're
now
dealing
we'll just
with,
say
right?
it's Hobgoblin.
Well, yeah, let's just say it's Hobgoblin because
like,
nobody actually gives a shit about Hellgate.
Oh my god, yeah, I actually kind of forgot he was a thing.
Yeah, me too, until I said the name.
I know.
What you do is you have Norman be the one to make the sacrifice play, and he gets like injured to the point where now he chooses to still be on Pete's side as like an advisor. Maybe he's a supporter. Maybe he's doing something that is like, I'm going to do all I can to support your efforts as Spider-Man because I tried my best to live in your tights for X amount of months. And it sucked. It was hard. I don't know how you did it. I have so much more respect for you. And then now he's kind of like, I don't want to necessarily just say an oracle, but he's kind of like his oracle now, right? Like
he's kind of like
while
his,
he recovers,
his Q,
or like a Q, yeah,
right?
Because he's still a brilliant mind, right? Norman is incredibly intelligent,
genius, yeah.
Like, so if you want to truly sell me on him being reformed, I think that's obviously with some variants. I think that's kind of the direction you go.
I would even be okay, like, I mean, cards were they're dealt or whatever, like, it would be stupid, but I would be okay with them just sort of being like, oh, and Harry's back now as Green Goblin. If you needed that, because you remember he's like kindred, he died or whatever, whatever. It would be really stupid, and it's still kind of like, why can't we let Harry be dead? But in the realm of comic book business, like, I feel like that's the right compromise to make. Because then we can also just get away from the Norman Peter stories too. Like,
well, because here's the thing for me, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
The kindred stuff was stupid, and I'd prefer to leave dead characters dead for the most part.
Yeah.
But if the choice is between that and like not throwing away genuinely well done character development and redemption, like throwing away all the work that was done there, I would choose to keep all the work that was done with Norman.
Keep all the Normans. Like, this is so good right now, and such a fucking injection of energy into the Spider-Man line. It just I can't imagine abandoning it. Like, you want to keep this, and I think I don't know. It's just they're in a rock and a hard place, and I think we both hope, but we'll see, right? Like, I don't know.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't look particularly good in purple, but I mean, that's not a heroic color or a masculine color. So, I guess that makes sense. Because guys like Jack Kirby, never used purple.
Never color. No colors.
Creator. And they're well, I mean, guys like that aren't actual comic book professionals, so they don't know what they're doing.
Right, because they weren't dedicated to it. It was just like a job to them. Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But I really do hope that like they choose to go along a path like that, even if it looks different than what I just described.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to throw away all of this like actual, because this is the actual proper subversion of expectations. You're selling me on something that I would have never believed you have been capable of selling me on.
Well, I mean, we both were. When they had that
the Gold Goblin stuff was stupid.
That was stupid. And when they had the reveal, like when he's drinking the like whiskey and he takes off his mask for the first time, like, you were more open to it than I was, but we were still both like apprehensive. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
I was thinking like, okay, maybe what are the possibilities? But it was still just kind of like, okay, but this is Marvel Comics right now.
And that's where I was like, I was the opposite. I was like, I know what they're gonna do, but there's a chance. What could they like? Yeah, it was the opposite.
And we both wound up being pleasantly surprised. So
really surprised. So kudos to this run. Also, shout out to the fact. Okay, love this little bit of Norman doing like the Superman like chest opening.
That's cool. Highlight Mike's last comment in the chat. I actually like that.
Mike says bringing Harry back and having to have Norman face him or help Peter take him down could be enormously. Yes, I actually really love that idea.
Because you could have this. Oh my god. You could have this like internal interplay happening with Norman where he's trying to both like be the. Oh man, that's like a three-way conflict because he sees his son.
We're on this.
but he also he's trying to be more like Peter, but he's also still got a little bit of the goblin in him that's like pulling at him, right? And so it's like which way ultimately is he gonna land?
And then like this to me is like what he needs to accept the sacrifice. Like he has to die knowing like I'm doing this like for Peter because Peter is the one who can actually like save the like, or no. Like he has to, you know, big fight with Harry and Peter and they're all jumping around. Maybe Ben's in there or something because of what's going on. And it comes down to like, you know, like Norman basically goes like, I could live or I can sacrifice myself and end this now. And like, this is how I truly atone for my sins. Like I can't, no matter what I do, I can keep being a hero, but I'll never be there. This is what I can do. And he has to like accept that. You know what I mean?
And even I like that. And I think taking it even a step beyond that, just maybe even only a half step.
Yeah.
It's something to where he finally has that realization of what Peter's really all about. And so he is making that sacrifice because he's telling Peter, he's pleading with Peter, please try and save my son.
That, yes. Like
please, like I'm gone. And this is, like you said, this is also my atonement for my sins past. Why did I just say sins past?
Oh God. Oh,
I'm gonna shoot myself live on there. Yeah, sorry. But this is my atonement. Please, if you can, save Harry, save my son, help redeem him. And then you have the moment there, even though you could still have all that stuff I was talking about where Peter and Ben and Norman all kind of like fighting each other before we get to this. You build up to this, and then Peter has that moment with Norman where he says, you were a Spider-Man.
That would be, yes. I like that.
You lived much of your life as the Goblin, but you died as Spider-Man.
Or like maybe
like that.
Maybe whatever happens, like Norman, he has to like fight in a Goblin suit, right? So that's how he's dying, and then Peter like puts a mask on him or something just for like that last breath, and then keeps going. But the one thing the slight curve I would give is instead of Norman being like, please save Harry, he knows Peter will. Like, that's why he's doing it. He's like, I'm going, you have this. And I'm doing this because you will save him. Like, because then you get that real bond, that acceptance, and then another thing of guilt for Peter. You know what I mean? Like,
because Peter doesn't have enough guilt and responsibility.
Gotta add that on to him.
Shoulders as it is, my God in heaven.
But yeah, like there's a lot of interesting stuff we're on the cusp of here. So I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying it. I can't believe it.
And I think we're both fully aware that it's highly likely that Marvel Comics will not do anything half as cool as what we just said.
No,
however,
we'll see you guys in a year in 24 issues. We'll see you when they completely shit all over this. We will.
Yeah, we don't even talk about this anymore. But I would love to be pleasantly surprised because I think what we're doing right now with this book, with the last few issues, has the potential to be some of the most interesting, heartfelt stuff that we've seen out of the title in a long time.
And to that point too, did you notice this at the end? So when Norman and Kitsunugi, like, they win, and he gives Kitsunugi a shield back, and he's like, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to stop before you get hurt. Like, and they're looking back and everybody's cheering. Kitsunugi makes that line about, like, look, we made a difference. Like, we saved the day. Isn't that what matters? And we see Ben's in the crowd, but he's like angry. Or he's like, is he?
Well, he does not trust Norman.
No, he doesn't trust Norman.
Like, Peter doesn't fully trust Norman, but he trusts him a little bit right now because he's been kind of like building and fostering that relationship. Ben doesn't have any of that.
No, he has
with him
none of that. But that's
he just has all the really bad.
He's all the bad stuff. Again, guys, Ben doesn't have any memories from like 1994 to 2012 when Clone Conspiracy started. Like, he was dead. But so follow me here. This is where I kind of I'm gonna put my prediction. You got the Norman storyline. I'll get the Ben storyline.
Let's do it. It's
Ben right here. This is a moment of Ben going, I don't trust Norman, but then getting like annoyed that Norman's doing it. You know, like you are successful at this in whatever way, and that's gonna get to him because he's still Peter, right? So he's like, I should be that. I should. If Norman can do it, why am I just lazing about? Like, why am I not going out and doing this?
Peter. Effectively.
Effectively. Right. Like, he's still... I want them to at least acknowledge...
He still has his own nuances and all of that, but he has so much of Peter in him.
That's what I mean. Like, I want them to acknowledge at some point that, like, deep down in his core, he's still Spider-Man, right? Like, he's chasmed out or whatever, and he's all fucked, but, like, like in Tron Legacy, right? Like when Tron's dying, and he's, like, when he's red, and then he, like, blinks blue really quick as he's like falling and like something like that, right? And so then Ben leaps it, like he's going to start trying to be a hero again, and I don't know how it'll play out, but there's more conflict and more clashing, so lots of good spider drama, you know what I mean? Not the really forced oh, we're all broken up, oh, Aunt May thinks I'm on drugs or whatever. This feels like a Spider-Man story.
It really does. And a good Spider-Man story.
The last thing I'll say about this is, one, I still think it's so weird that Ben has brown hair here, because, guys, if you remember, he dyes his hair blonde to differentiate himself from Peter. So, and obviously he's playing Peter. He's got the brown hair. It all makes sense, but it's just like, oh, right. Oh, I have to think for a second. Second thing, did you notice again? This is not JR. Yeah. This is Nauk and McGinnis again.
Yeah.
Like, I was so stoked it was McGinnis. No, I am too.
I'm so sick of JR.
I am all about it. I love Nauk and I love McGinnis way more than JR, but it's just I'm curious because, like, this is 2 issues now, like 3 almost, where they didn't live up to their promise. Like what happened? Because remember, like, half, like, space is Pepe Larraz, Earth is JR. He did... I can't even remember the last one he drew.
Well, he did, like, the first couple of issues of this arc where
with
he
Ben?
was doing...
with Felicia. Right. Okay, he did that. But then there was that issue where one random page, remember, is MJ, and she looks great, but it's drawn by Todd. And we were like, that's weird. Why'd they add, like, 1 page in? It's clear something has happened, and I've heard nothing about it. I have no idea. It's just really, really weird. Like, there's not even a cover from JR or a next issue page from JR. Like, there's nothing.
Maybe he's busy with something else. I mean, I'm not mad about it. What? As long as Pepe Larraz is still doing the Space Peter stuff, because he does such a good job of making it look so dynamic. It looks amazing. Pepe Larraz is... Pepe, if you somehow ever manage to see this show, specifically this episode, I would love to have you draw a cover for Blue Shift.
Well,
I think you would draw some of the most dynamic crap ever.
We're going to get you that cover. I swear to God. But
also Brett Booth, because you were born to draw speedsters.
Of course, Brett Booth. There was, so I think it was like last weekend. There was like a Comic-Con in Spain or something, and both Peach and Pepe like attended. I sent you this photo, but they like independently were like, do you want to do an art trade? And so Peach drew a piece for Pepe, and Pepe drew like a piece for Peach, all Marvel stuff, but like that to me is like that's my religion right there. You know what I mean? Like that's, put that in my Sistine Chapel. That's what I want.
I love when artists that I love do that.
Right? It's so cool.
It's so cool.
But yeah, guys, like, pretty damn good issue. Let's see where we go with this. I just wanted to highlight, I really like this panel for some reason. Like, the color contrast, the simplicity. I don't know, Ed. Ed, you're great. You're great at this.
I really like the red lenses to differentiate. It adds a layer that makes it kind of Norman's own thing.
Oh my god. I just realized this too, playing into our like speculation. It makes Norm, so, because you were like, I like how the red differentiates it for Spider-Man. I was like, yeah, of course. I bet it would annoy it annoys the fuck out of Ben to see another Spider-Man with like gauntlets and boot like gear. Like it's all probably just like needling him. Like needling at him. Like this isn't important, but because it's Norman, right? Like, oh, it has to be you. It's come on, make a quip about it, Ben. When you come back, like make a quip about it. Yeah. But yeah, Mike Calkins says, good Lord, Hollow's Eve. I just want to note this real quick, because like I've read, obviously, unfortunately, all the Ben stuff, all the Janine stuff, all Chasm, whatever. Like, I like them as a couple. They work, you know, two strays who found each other, and they've always been like really strong together. And so there's this whole scene here where all of a sudden she's like, oh, because you're Peter now, you're gonna be like tempted by all the hot women he's around. And I'm like, where did this come from?
That was like really where obnoxious, did this come from? Like CW level drama stuff for me. And I was like, when he says something regarding, I forgot the name of Peter's boss. But she's like, oh, your hot boss.
That's all she says. That is all she says. She just says, oh, you have to go have breakfast with your hot boss. And it's like, where did this come from?
What are we in freaking junior high right now?
Like the one that weirded me out the most was when she goes, MJ, right? Like, do you love MJ? Like, are you attracted to her? And Ben's like, that was a big no a long time ago. Also, she's a Venom. But it's like, that's not a factor. Like, Ben has never been about MJ. Like, there's never even been a story or a moment where Ben's like, no, I'm going to lean in because I'm Peter. Like, it's never happened. So I don't know where any of this came from. It's so...
Yeah, that felt super forced to me.
That felt forced, and then here's where it got weirder to me. And I think this is something got lost in translation.
This scene was really, really strange.
So, well, okay, this makes sense to me because I don't know how familiar you are with All Hallows Eve. Like, it's very simple. She has a mask. She puts it on. She becomes whatever that mask is, whether it's a vampire, Godzilla. This one was Marilyn Monroe. So they're living in Peter's apartment, right? And so this is all her trying to be like, Aunt May, it's fine. Like, Peter's alive. Obviously, too, for just more melodrama. What weirded me out was like, no reason to open the door here, right? Like, Aunt May is coming and she's like slipping the mail under, and then sees the door opening and is like, oh, it's Peter.
You could have just left the door closed.
That's what I mean.
You could have just not come to the door.
Because they even acknowledge afterwards, like, oh, this is so much trouble, like trying to keep
all
up.
Of those, and
then
she tosses
it into it. And
right?
I'm just like,
into a pile.
Why did you have to confront her then? But so that was weird to me.
It felt like just for the sake of adding a page.
Exactly. But then
which means it serves no purpose.
With that Janine bit, like of them fighting, there's this scene right here where they're at work. It's Brian and like another one of their scientists who is like a hot blonde, kind of like Meryl, like the Marilyn here. Is this supposed to be her like getting a dig at Ben? Like, I don't know what's happening here, and I don't like it. Like, it's just, it feels bad. It feels too CW-y, too drama-y.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I've got for that one.
Yeah, I wasn't about that.
Wasn't really about it.
But all the stuff with Norman, I was like, man, this is really good character work.
It's insanely good character
work.
Like
this, whether you are sold or about the idea of Norman turning face in the chat or not, I really don't give a shit. Like, the writing there is actually objectively good.
That is what we have to admit. Like right?
You can stick your head in the sand, or you can be like, on this side, I don't like this decision. However, this is being written well.
Right, exactly.
Those are your options.
Exactly. And only
I don't need you to like it, but acknowledge that it's being done well.
But only one of them makes you look like not a jackass. And we'll leave that to you to decide. But with Amazing Spider-Man down, Mike asked, do you think she is just yanking his chain? In terms of the the women, I could see that because they are that kind of playful cute, and that's like why I like them, but that isn't how it came across.
It's his reaction to it that is what informs me of what her intention was with it. Because I feel like he would have responded more jokingly if it was meant to just be a yanking of the chain.
I I slightly disagree, but to the same conclusion, because
okay,
Ben to me felt like he was kind of meeting a lot of her like questions flippantly, like Shay didn't even occur to me. MJ, that was a lot. Like no. Also, she's a Venom now, you know. And then, oh, you're not into monsters? Oh, come on, babe. You know I only care about what's on the inside, right? Like that to me, like Ben felt like he was playing, but then it's down here where, you know, he's like, all right, I got to go have my meeting, and she like storms off. She's not just like walking away. Like you can see in her face, she's angry. And so it's like, oh, is that to me informs that she's being serious. Ben might be taking it like how you and Mike are seeing it, but like she is doing that girl thing. You know what I mean? Like I might be playful, but I really am asking these questions. And it's like,
yeah,
why are you
I'm
doing
actually being a passive aggressive bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, where did this, you two didn't need that. And it's kind of like, this goes into my whole
artificial drama.
It's artificial, and it kind of goes against that whole theory I always talk about, where like Ben is supposed to represent Peter at his peak, right? Like if Peter can let go of his guilt, if he can be healthy, like he can be Ben, which for like, not to say he's the better one, it's just, it is what it is. But I always saw like Janine and him being so good and so just click. That to me felt like the opposite of an MJ thing, right? Where cards where they're put, like they're always going through drama. They're always breaking up. There's always a misunderstanding. But for Janine and Ben, it was just, we click, which does happen with some couples. Like I know like one or two couples that are just like, you two were meant to be together and you work. And so like, that's how I felt about them. This doesn't feel like that would come up in that case. And it's not like Ben has hit on anybody, or he had, like Felicia met him at that bar for a beer. And then Janine immediately shows up and he leaves with her. Like, I don't know. It's just, it feels artificial. I think that is really just all there is to say about it. Oh, maybe Ben wasn't taking it seriously, and maybe that's what pissed her off. See, all those could be true. I just don't see any hints to that in what we have on the page. And
it just seems like a really quick 0 to 60 attitude change.
And out of nowhere for no real reason.
Sometimes women can do that.
I know, but like how often are they like nobody's going to acknowledge that. Like if you do, Joe, in the next issue, like in the next Janine thing, she's just like, I don't know, I had a weird freak out.
Cool.
Like I'll nominate your ass for an Eisner. Like that's what I'll do.
Eisner Award right now.
But if I see any more of this weird drama,
a reality.
Yeah, exactly. But if I see any more of this weird, like, ew, you love Shay, I don't even think Ben's met Shay.
No, he hasn't met Shay. I'm surprised he barely even knows her name. The only way he could have known her name is really to follow around Peter.
Remember at the end of Wells's run, he's in like the alleyway and he's like, I'm coming for you. Like, I still want your life.
No, I didn't read
the
end of Wells.
But
I didn't read Wells's run.
But I know you've heard me bitch about it like 900 times. This is not an excuse.
I've watched enough episodes of Good, the Bad, the
Exactly.
Good, the Ugly.
That's exactly where I talk about it. But like, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I think that's where we are on Amazing Spider-Man. It's great. Little weird choices going on here, but kind of like with Gail Simone, you've earned enough trust from us right now, Joe Kelly, where let's see what you got. Like, let's see what you're doing with this. Maybe there's something you'll reveal later.
This run started out like really rocky.
Very rocky.
That first arc was super rough. Like, you and I were like, I'm here for the art, but
for Pepe, yeah. But then, like,
Pepe is amazing.
But the story was just not it was like, doing. What are we doing? Yeah, it was.
The story was just not the business. But now this current arc right now is genuinely interesting.
It's so weird. Like, we're getting classic, like classic Spider-Man up in space, and then like classic Peter
Spider-Man, but he's in space.
But then like classic Peter down on Earth, but it's not Peter. It's Ben.
It's not even Peter.
It's Ben and Norman.
Like Ben and Norman. Yeah, it's super weird. I'm here for it.
I know,
as long
exactly.
as they
I'm here
continue
for
the quality. Yeah. It's just really wild because it's a stark contrast to how you and I were just like, it was a slog to get through that first arc, man. We like the Hobgoblin stuff was.
Well, it's kind of like
it was just kind of like a reset of the status quo that we've seen a zillion times before.
It's what we talked about with the space thing, where like why was the space sync? Why do we love that so much? Because it's letting him be a like classic Peter, but it's in settings where it makes sense. Like it's scaling to how strong and experienced he is now. Back in New York,
and you're removing the opportunities to have interpersonal melodrama with his supporting cast.
But also, like, remember that first issue, when he's fighting Rhino, and he slams the truck down, and he goes like, "Oh, I need aspirin." Like that. No, that's not what Peter would like. No, he beat the shit out of Firelord.
No,
just no. So it's
not a thing.
But you get tempted into doing that because of the setting, right? Like you're on Earth, that seems normal and human, and it's like, yeah, you took him out, and it's working now. So I don't know what's going on over there, but keep him away from Nick Lowe. Like just keep Nick Lowe in a freaking like box somewhere, and just do not let him out. But all right, with that, let's hit to our final book. Speaking of Gail Simone and earning our trust and everything, we have so it is the latest issue of Uncanny X-Men. For those of you guys out there who aren't aware, Marvel is doing a big event right now, a line-wide thing called Age of Revelation, where it's an alternate future where Doug Ramsey has taken over like Earth as like a mutant kind of messiah. There's a big virus. It's called an X virus. It ravages the Earth. It kind of kills you if you're a human, or it mutates you. Things like that. So the event itself, you and I both do not care about, because it's just more.
No, I really don't. Like, I liked that first issue of was it not Age of Apocalypse, whatever the hell it is, X-Men of Apocalypse.
Yeah, X-Men of. But remember, that's a different story.
But I really only liked that because it was Simone DeMeo.
Yeah, but like
his art's beautiful, but like that feels completely disconnected from this. This is literally just meant to be, I think it's like 10 years in the future from now,
or like 25 or something, like sometime in the future. Yeah, a decent jump. I don't know how far, but but that's the other thing. Like we've talked about it. That X-Men of Apocalypse book has nothing to do with like it is, and so I like. Why are you running it at the same time? It's so confusing. But anyway, the Age of Revelation stuff, it's kind of all of the Marvel books right now, outside of like the Ultimate line, they're all, the next few months, their books are going to be Age of Revelation. And all of them have gotten sort of slight title changes, character changes, just drop them into this new world. Enter Unbreakable X-Men, which is Gail Simone's next issue in her Uncanny run. So just at the top, obviously amazing, like Gail nailed it again. Like she keeps killing it, but also like, I don't want to say like I'm interested in the Age of Revelation, but like I'm interested in this story, and I didn't think I would care about any of these. Like I've read all the ones that have come out so far, like Long Shots and like Sinister 6. They're all kind of, I don't know, like an alternate future story that might not happen. I just feel like we've done that before. There are no stakes here. And so, I mean, I do really like the Iron Man and Emma Frost mini. The first issue dropped this week, but that's just because I love that shit. Like Emma and Tony after that run by Dugan, like they're my power couple. If it's not Andrew and Emma, it's going to be Tony and Emma. But with Unbreakable X-Men #1, like Andrew said, we are jumping a couple years into the future. We open on basically the Uncanny X-Men are still rolling together. They've got, Haven House is still operating. They've got a couple new recruits. Actually, yeah, literally a couple. They have Spider-Girl, and they don't identify.
It was a really interesting amalgamation.
I really like that. So, like, because, yeah, you've got Ransom, who was an outlier. You've got Idie, who was one of the, like, new Hope X-Men. You've got
she was
Gambit
one of the
and Rogue.
X-Men under Scott.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. She was on Scott's team. So then, then you've got
she was Scott up in
Gambit
Alaska.
and Rogue, who are like the classic vets. You've got Chelsea, who was, the daughter of the Haven House owner, who can make like the bubbles. Who
is it St. Peter's or St. John? Something. It's one of the two.
St. Junior's, because that's his tombstone.
St. Junior's. That's what it is.
His tombstone is right here on the cover. It's Rogue and then Marcus St. Junior's, and that's
that's cool. So I can't read. That's fine.
It's
not
fine.
A bad sign.
It's a picture medium. It's a picture medium. And then they have newcomers. They have Spider-Girl, who it's so her story is so weird. She's technically just like a ninja assassin trained by Bullseye to get like to enter a tournament of animal themed young heroes for like a special magical object that Bullseye wanted. So she's not Spider at all. It's literally just like a mind game sort of thing. So I like the idea, but I don't like, it's the natural aversion to anything new Spiders, right? Like they just do it too much. As long as this stays away from them, I think it's like a little neat, interesting thing we could explore. But yeah, we have her and then Sentinel Boy, who gets blinked out very, very fast. They don't say who this is. I am going to go out on a limb here. I'm pretty sure that's Jubilee's kid, Shogo, who she adopted this little baby mutant. He eventually grows up to be so powerful he has to be like caged, housed inside of like an Iron Man armor, Sentinel armor suit. There's a moment there where when he's about to die. Yeah.
That's kind of a deep cut.
I know. Well, and the only reason I thought of it was because he has a line where he says, if any of you make it, let my mom know, like, I was here today.
Yeah.
And it's like,
he says that I wasn't a coward or something.
That
right?
I wasn't a coward. That's what it is.
Man, only you, freaking
of course, only me.
Man.
That's look, when you fall in love with a woman, you have to mentally prepare yourself for all of her responsibilities. I know I will become a single father, so I had to, or not I will become a stepfather to a single, like, I had to prepare. But yes, that is where that is our team of Uncanny X-Men. We open on fucking Galactus is like I don't know, like, you know how much I love Galactus. I know it's only like the second page, but I legit didn't see that coming. Like I
didn't expect freaking Galactus of all characters to show up. I'm like, oh, what's gonna be the big bad that shows up here? Galactus?
Yeah,
the
like
Fantastic
he's
Four
coming.
villain?
He's coming right for us, and it's like, why can't we let him have her? And they're just like talking about like a him, and then boom, it's actually fucking Galactus, and it's like, what? The X-Men have to go up against Galactus, and they explain it because X-Virus pretty much killed everybody. The Four aren't around anymore. The Avengers are all dead. Like, it's up to us.
That's a shitty future, man.
I know. Like, that's pretty fucking bad.
Like, all that's left is some mutants.
And, like,
that's ass.
There's some mutants, and then there's, like, only a smaller subsect who aren't in the Revelation cult. So, like, it is bleak as shit out here. Like, Haven House might be the only
future I want to live in,
man.
No,
like, Haven House might be the only good place still here, and it's got the fucking penumbra under it.
Well, here's the thing. You got to believe that if some of the other more classic X-Men were still around, they would probably all be linked up, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We probably don't have Scott anymore. We probably don't have Hank. We probably don't have Aurora.
We've seen them,
at least
right?
Believable.
Like we've seen, and they're not in great positions. Like Wolverine right now is brainwashed by Revelation. Scott is like,
well, I haven't seen that. I haven't read any of this other shit.
You've read the Scott moment because I sent it to you when he wakes up in the future and he goes, X-Men, sit now. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm Cyclops. I lead the X-Men. You wear an X.
No, but that's present day Scott's brain being
into the body of Age of Revelation.
Future Scott.
Yeah.
That's kind of different though. It's kind of different.
Well, yes and no, because there is like a prelude issue where you see Scott is there, like he is leading that resistance. He's not just like, he doesn't just show up now. So he's around, like he's trying to fight back against Revelation.
I've literally not read any other X-Men book outside of Uncanny other than that one X-Men Age of Revelation or X-Men of Apocalypse.
The one shot or the
with,
first issue, not
Simone
one shot, but yeah, the first issue.
Like that, and then this. Like I still am I crazy right now, or is it just on pause?
What?
Like Uncanny is on pause right now, right? Until we're done with this event.
Like Amazing's on pause, Uncanny's on pause. Like they're all coming back. It's just
I'm not tripping. Yeah, so
they're just like switching up.
The last X-Men books that I read were whatever the most recent Uncanny was, and then X-Men of Apocalypse, and now this. I don't know any of the other stuff aside from the couple of pages you've sent me.
Yeah, and like, I only know it because Pakistani guy says, hey, they're here, and I go, all right, I'll flip through it.
Yep,
like,
your boy.
Who's around, right? Yeah, shout out to the Pakistani homie. But, so yeah, back here, we have the X-Men going up against the freaking Galactus. We do see a really good evolution here of like where the outliers could go, because we learned that technically Ransom is the leader right now. And we get this awesome moment where, you know, Rogue is ready to lead. And, you know, she says, like, I've seen Galactus before a few times. Ransom, you're the leader. What do we do? Like, that's awesome. I'm like, that's Rogue. Like, I love seeing this Rogue Scott, if you will, right? Like, she's ex-leader Rogue. Like, I love this Rogue.
Well,
it's such a good
she's
fit
channeling a little bit of Scott there, which is interesting because, like, she's been so at odds with Scott in the present day Uncanny book. Well, and this is Gale, like, channeling that.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, okay, but where would Rogue be in this potential future? Like, still having respect for Scott. And so she's like, she's passed that torch, that mantle of leadership on to this young man here. And now she's putting faith in his decision-making ability. Like, and that's
like letting him do, like, that's what a real leader is, guys.
And not questioning, even though she has, like, in the most literal sense, she has seniority, right? She's been doing this since before he was in diapers, right? Yep. But, like, she's like, okay, you're the leader now. Like, I trust you.
And, like, she does admit it. She's like, I have a secret plan. I'm going to go do it. It's going to win. She kind of knows Ransom's plan isn't going to work. Yeah. She still lets it go, right? She's still like, you do it. I'll take care of my, like, that's a good fucking leader. Like, that's a Scott level leadership. That's a Captain America. Like, Rogue's grown up. She's here. But as you know, the X-Men kind of strategize, what are we going to do? They, you know, it's time to go. We rush into battle. Rogue and Remy have one last kiss. Again, with that interesting lineup, like, look at that panel, or it's not, I guess, panel 5, but like that lineup shot, it's just very interesting. Like, Spider-Girl and Heidi, and then...
It is a weird amalgamation for a team.
But it's so... Something about it captures my attention in a good way. Not like, oh, what is that? What's happening here? But as the X-Men launch into battle, we learn Galactus is here to find a new herald. He wants it to be Chelsea, the young girl from Haven House. All of them are going, absolutely not. We're going to stop you. Rogue realizes there's really only one way to do it. And she, for the first time in her life, unleashes her full power. She even, because that's what she says.
Well, she mentions, she says she always holds a little something back.
Not this
Which
time.
I like that, because that's Gale being consistent, because think back to the first arc of Uncanny, right? Where she says, I always keep a little something in the back pocket. I've still got a little bit of Captain binary, Marvel, or a little bit of binary in the pocket, right? Like, that's Gale being consistent there with the character.
And I like this contrast because obviously, you know, what do we know of Rogue? If you just think of her in pop culture, can't control her powers, dangerous to everyone around her. She's scared because of it. This Rogue still can't necessarily control her, or like, she can't stop her powers, but she's at least understanding of like, oh, I can hold things back. Oh, I have to hold, like, it's a small understanding, but it I don't know. I really liked that awareness. But
like, there's the human and empathetic part of her that, like, anytime she's touched someone, she's still desperately trying to not kill them.
Right.
Like, even if it's for a mission and she's trying to like
knock them out or whatever.
Their powers.
Or to like actually use them. Yeah.
Yeah. She's just trying to make sure that the mission gets completed successfully, but she's not trying to kill the person on the other side of her hand. Here,
she is
literally gloves are off, right?
She wants to kill the other person on the end, and she's, whether it's going to happen or not, she's accepted. I'm out of here. Like, this is it for, like, there is no glove. Like, it is all Rogue right here. It is bonkers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rogue takes in all of Galactus. They save the day. Unfortunately, she passes. We switch to Remy's perspective from here on out. And this is where the shit gets really crazy. Like, from here on out, our perspective switches from Rogue in the middle of battle to Remy trying to pick up the pieces. And it is god awfully sad. Like, actually like heart-wrenching.
I felt so sad for Remy.
Dude, like even right here,
And
like
this.
Ransom being the one to be like, Remy, my friend, like don't turn around, like that's his teacher, right? Still, like that means it's still hitting Ransom, but Ransom is like, I know he can't see it, but obviously he does. And from there, we sort of see like Gambit kind of becomes a shell of a person. He's just like, I'm around, I'm still helping Ransom and Spider-Girl and everybody, but I'm just kind of here. Like he even admits, you know, he spends every day, he goes to Rogue's grave, talks to her, and it's in those moments that he feels like the most himself, and he admits to her every time, he's like, I'm kind of just waiting until I can go, until like I can put down this, because like I just want to be with you. What's the fight anymore? And the grave happens to be a giant statue that I don't know how I feel. Like this feels like a little goofy. Like Rogue got the armor.
That's not the no.
Oh, is that just a statue?
Her.
No, that's what I mean. Like that is Rogue after having gotten Galactus, but like I guess his armor is power cosmic. I'm just like, why did she get the armor on? But I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
I think that was so.
I mean, that's just visual fun, like comic book visuals. Like
I think that was meant to be, and maybe not even a fun aspect. I think that was just meant to be more of like them trying to have it be a visual cue.
That she like absorbed it,
to
and that's what she
the two
is.
things,
I
to
think
connect
so.
the ideas. And they probably could have done it better, honestly.
Yeah, it's not something where I'm like, oh, this ruined it, but it was just something where I was like, wait a second, weird, and then moved on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like we just get this entire inner monologue from Remy, where he's just like, he's so. I really don't have any other way to describe this. Like anybody who's out there who's actually ever like fallen in love and been like lost them or deep, like just you get it. Like this longing, and it hurts so much. And Gale's great at communicating it from Remy's end without him coming out as just like a sad sack. Like he's real, like, oh, it's really, it's like heartbreaking. And so we move forward, and Gambit is just kind of like lost his will to live. We discover that Galactus's body is at the bottom of the ocean. Don't know how that worked out, but that's where he is. And
I don't know how they got from where they're at in Louisiana to the ocean.
And then there comes my question again. Is like, oh, he's wearing his armor. Why does Rogue have it? Like, whatever.
Exactly.
Like, whatever, guys. It error, but it's
comics.
Yeah, exactly. We can chalk that up to cuz comics. But this is where I love it, because yes, we saw the X-Men, but this is still Gale's run, and Galactus awakens because the fucking Penumbra is like calling out to him. The mutant like demon gravekeeper that they fought in the whatever that awesome storyline was. It's got a good name, and we used to be able to say
with
it.
Miss Henrietta.
Yeah, Miss Henrietta. And like I was like, oh shit, it's her. And from that, you know, we find that all of a sudden, one day, Miss Henrietta's in the house, in Haven House, which she should not be able to do because she needs to be locked in Penumbra to kind of keep a hold on Shuvarak, the like evil god. And so she comes out. Dude, Miss Henrietta is so hot. Like she was even really hot in that first arc.
Miss Henrietta is beautiful.
But like when Remy's like, you know, Spider-Girl or whatever, like go get her some clothes from Rogue's like armoire or whatever.
Dude, that threw me off. I was like, whoa, like he had enough respect for her that he said like
put on Rogue,
one of my dead wife's dresses. Like
I love Henry. Like she's a good addition to all this lore. It's gonna be really.
No, she's a fan. She's one of the best additions. It's gonna be X-Men lore in a long time.
It's gonna be so bad when somebody wants to put her in the middle of a crossover, right? And like all of a sudden she can talk to the Marvel zombies, and they're like, it's gonna be sad. But at least we have her right now under Gale. But it's gonna happen. But so Henrietta comes out. She's kind of like, I don't know how to break this to you guys, but so if you guys remember, in Penumbra, it is the dead souls of humans who like betrayed mutant kind, like their families. And, you know, if we remember, there was that whole scene where it's like, what did you do? Like, I turned her, you know, I saw my daughter spark fire, so I turned her over to be hanged or whatever, right? Like all of that stuff. They're all angry, they want to break out, but that's like their eternal punishment. Unfortunately, with the whole Galactus thing, it woke her up. All of them are breaking out. They're attacking Haven House. And we just get this. So they're all attacking. Haven House is like, all right, it's time to defend ourselves. Remy is like, all right, be careful, not inside. Like, don't use your powers to the extreme inside the house, especially you, Heidi. We don't want to burn it down. Eventually, they make their way outside. Like, Remy leads them outside. And he goes, it's just classic one-linering, man. He's like, oh, I hear them now. They're crawling in the dirt. That means we're outside. And he goes like, hey, we're outside now. And he just, boom! Like, I'm sad that panel 2 there isn't the bigger emphasis, because this feels like that moment I love from Astonishing X-Men, where Scott's like, I want these Sentinels off my lawn. And he, like, takes off his glasses and, like, levels half of Winchester. Like, it feels like that. And it's just like, I wanted to have the proper emphasis. But that is where we end this story with Shuvarak is loose, and Gambit is now like, well, he kind of finds his will to fight again. He's like, I don't have you, but I'm not letting these kids die. Like, I'm not letting this die. Like, you fought for this world. I'm going to save it. And that is where we leave off. But yeah, like, it's an emotional issue. It picks up on all the stuff from Gail Simone's run, which a lot of times, guys, when creators get the opportunity to do like sort of like a random what if issue in the middle of it, whether it's a gimmick or an event, they don't normally connect it back to what they're doing in the real run. Like, there might be a character or two, but nothing like, oh, the Penumbra is back and this is what we're doing. So like, I don't know. I really like this issue. I really like what we're doing here. It's kind of a bummer that it's Age of Revelation attached, because that just means
I was gonna say, yeah, it's attached to an event that I really don't give a crap about.
But that's also like, here's where all of this Age of Revelation sits so weird with me. It's like, it's 20 years or whatever in the future, but it's the Marvel future, which means that won't necessarily come to pass, which means you're already setting up an Elseworld or like a what if. Why are we making this the main line event of everything? Like, it just, none of that sits right with me. It just feels weird. And especially for a book like this, where it had such good momentum, and all of a sudden you're going, 3-issue, like, mini break. I mean, it's still Gale or whatever, but it's still like, oh,
because here's the thing. You could have, honestly, just had this been an arc in Uncanny X-Men, or just have it be the next X-Men line arc.
Right.
And Rogue seemingly sacrificed herself, right, to stop Galactus or some other threat.
There are 9,000 of them out there. Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, and this is comic books.
Phoenix turned somebody into a star. He's probably angry about that. He's right. Fight him.
Exactly. And I'm not going to get into the fact that because Jean can turn somebody into a black hole, that she should be able to just generate something that would feed Galactus endlessly. I'm not going to get into that.
Why isn't she here? That's a good point. Like, why isn't she here? Like,
listen, man. Listen. I just work here. Like, you could have just had that be that. The fact that this is tied into some, potential future that's, let's be honest, not going to actually happen. It's not going to happen any more accurately than we could say just about any other future storyline, like Age of Apocalypse or anything else.
Or
when it comes to Marvel Comics.
When Spider-Man is doing the Doctor Strange birthday trip and he goes into the Last Stand future and he's got he's being gunned down by the cops. It's not going to happen.
None of that. It's never going to happen. It was just like, hey, what if? Yeah, what if it's not happening?
Exactly.
What if? Come on, but however, the structure here, the skeletal part of it, the foundation of this story actually works really well, and you could do this exact story almost in present day Marvel universe with the same characters almost.
I mean,
with some very slight variants.
You would really just have to take out Spider-Girl, Sentinel Boy, and Dome and replace them with the rest of the outliers, like Jitter and Calico and Death Dream.
And then this is just another arc for Uncanny that Gale gets to cook with. That's it.
Like
it feels.
Totally
it almost
right.
feels.
It really.
It almost feels disrespectful to, and I I can't believe I'm saying this, to Gail's talents with this book. With this book specifically, because I've read some of her other work. She's had a lot of stinkers.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't one of them. Uncanny is a fantastic book. This feels like you should have just let Gail have this be the next arc.
Yeah, like
for Uncanny. Like, forget all of the, Age of Revelation or whatever tie-in stuff. Like, this could have literally just been the next arc.
You could even do it in one of two ways. You could have done it as like, it's like a normal right now arc against like with the outliers and whatever enemy happens to show up. Or you could have been like, new arc starts now. We're going to explore this future. Like, this could be something that happens. And then Remy in the future, like, fights to send something back. And it doesn't have, like, typical comic book X-Men stuff. But, yeah, nothing here is facilitated by specifically the Age of Revelation stuff. Like, I don't even think it comes up. It's really just about Galactus. And that he's a threat all the time.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But, yeah, like... But still, super solid issue. Super shout out to Lucas Wernick. Like,
dude, Lucas Wernick's work in this, just that first panel with Rogue, I was like, oh my god.
Do you want to know the
and that
the Galactus, like
that splash with Galactus and then the crew right there at the bottom? That's a proper
also,
one-page splash.
That's such a good writing moment, like the page turn moment, because Remy's like, even when I was a little boy in the swamp, rain always felt good, felt cleansing, like a smile from God. This don't feel like that, and it's like, oh fuck, like, yep, it's definitely not that.
It would not feel like that if Galactus is at your front door. Yeah, it would definitely not feel like that.
Like Lucas Wernick, he does a lot of Marvel stuff. He's getting a lot more work now. For my Magic players, he did a lot of the alt art stuff for the Spider-Man set. But my first thought when I saw this, this is like good Greg Land, right? Like it's got that sort of like hyper photorealism, but you can tell
and Greg
it's not...
Land if he wasn't just tracing porn.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, it's got that photorealism bent, but you can still see like it's in fluid, it's in motion. Like, it's not the same fucking pose he used a panel ago. So, yeah, I really like the art. I just love his Rogue. She's so cool. Like,
that his Rogue looks incredible.
His Rogue looks so good.
His Rogue is honestly interior wise, recent interior. We'll specify it as far down as possible. I would say is second for me, only to like Marquez.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
recent interiors, because Marquez, man, it's like Marquez Marvel women is like Dan Mora DC women, right?
Well, yes, but I also give Chichetto women, because Chichetto women are stupid, dude. Like, MJ, age her up, okay, whatever, don't be weird, but like Black Cat, like Ultimate Black Cat, Elektra, they're so just like, wow. Good job, Chichetto.
Yeah, Chichetto's just incredible, man.
Yeah, but I think that's the perfect way to like wrap, or like end of this one, and to put the stamp on it is like, this really should have just been the next arc. Like, this is...
Yeah. That's all you needed to do.
With minimal changes, we could have made it work too. Like,
it's literally just changing a couple of the characters. And because those characters do so little, it doesn't impact the story.
Dude, you could even have... Because there's that moment here where they're like, okay, Dome, can you slow him down by like trapping him in something? And she's like, I don't know, but I'll try. You could still do that when she's a little girl, and it might even be more impactful. Because it's like, I know you don't want to do... And you're fucking like 8 or whatever. But it's Galactus. We kind of need you right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing over there, Marvel. We're getting into a rocky period where it's like, I don't know what I care about from Marvel. Like, obviously the Ultimate stuff, but that's also ending come like March.
I was going to say that's coming to an end here pretty quick.
So like that'll end in March, and then after that, it's like, I don't... Obviously, we'll be out of this by
Uncanny.
Then. Yeah.
After that, it's just Uncanny.
Amazing.
All New Venom. And Well, as long as Amazing continues its current trend on this, this arc that we're on right now, like if it maintains that quality, yes, absolutely.
But we
amazing.
all know, especially with Spider-Man, like it takes one issue. It takes one issue. Yeah.
You know, Nick Lowe can't allow a good thing to be a good thing because Nick Lowe is the worst fucking editor in mainstream comics.
That you see what you did, Nick? You drove Andrew to that. I'm the one who swears. We don't get that out of him. You did that.
I rarely swear beyond like PG-13 level these days, but Nick Lowe, you are a sack of dog water.
Please leave. Please go get another job anywhere else. Like
go, I don't know, paint houses.
I was gonna say like nothing in the art. Like
and make them look like shit instead of making my favorite comic book characters.
No. He would be the the contract manager or whatever. Would be like, okay, I know you guys want an addition, but we think connected houses aren't what people want right now. So we're gonna give you like an individual casa or whatever. And that's what he is.
He would sign it, knowledgeable Nick. No, go fuck yourself.
Oh God. What was that issue where he just did like 900?
I hate so much that he tries to be cute with the little editorial notes in the Amazing Spider-Man books, because that's something that in comic books, I genuinely have an attachment to and I love. And the fact that he does it pisses me off so much because he doesn't have any love for this. He has no love for the characters. He has no love for the lore. He has no love for the medium. He has nothing to offer of substance or positivity to what really he is a part of.
I can't, even in good faith, I can't mention anything I've read or heard from like Marvel themselves about like Nick Lowe had this idea for this arc.
He has not contributed anything good
all he
to
does
this
is
medium.
He's the man there specifically by Brevoort to keep that stupid status quo. Don't let Peter, get a job. Don't let Peter get married. Don't let Peter yada yada. That's what he's there for. So that's why we get a lot of interesting things like from Nick Spencer when he was trying to bring him and MJ back together. Right now with
when that was Nick Spencer's entire pitch for his run, and like the first couple of issues was like, oh, great.
And that's what like makes me so mad. Like that's what makes it even worse. Is like he clearly goes like, okay, yeah, I know what you're gonna do. Come on, and just waits until that like last moment to be like, no, can't do that. And then, like, poor Nick Spencer, it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do then? Like literally everything was building to this, and what? Like, it's insulting.
That is the type of person, and I don't support violence against people. You deserve to be figuratively kicked in the dick by an 18-wheeler.
I'll do you one better, and I'll be not even metaphorically. You get strapped down and have Crypto number 4 fucking blasted into your brain for the rest of your days. That's your punishment. Holy shit, that issue was so sad. Dear God.
Yeah.
I can't even look at number 5 yet. I'm so afraid.
I have it already. It's in my stack. It's so like I'm gonna go through my stack from just top to bottom as I usually do, which is DC to Marvel to I don't have anything Image because I already read Witchblade because I just needed something good. It's gonna be Superman Unlimited, which we've both been enjoying because it's just a solid book. Like hats off to Slott for writing a fun book so far. Then it'll be Adventure Superman Book of L number 2, which the first issue was interesting.
Wait, Book of L2 came out? I didn't know that.
Book of L2 came out like last week.
It. Oh wow.
That came out like I think last
number
week.
Number 1 was fine enough.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't in love with it, but I'm like, all right, well, I'll check it out. It's a mini series, so it's, I'm not too sweated about it. After that'll be Crypto number 5.
It better end happy. That's all I'm saying. Like, we've
5 is the last one, right?
Yeah, it is. Like,
okay,
we've gotten this fucking far, man, and we had to endure
number
all
4.
Of this.
I was right? Like I told you in number 5, I was like, man, like have your dog close.
And that's why I put it off for so fucking long. Like, because I was like, every time I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it right now, but it was like, oh, well,
I'm feeling. I'm gonna be real with you when it comes to stuff dealing with dogs.
And you and I are like linked on that kind of stuff anyway. But it was always like, honestly, this is why I put it off for so long. because of my like whole breakup that I'm going through, like I get those sad moments, and so I would get into a sad moment and go, I need to distract myself. What is there like? I'm gonna read a comic. What do I have left to read? Crypto number 4? Oh no! Like, I'm going to walk off a bridge if I read that right now. So that's why I put it off for so long.
Yeah, please don't. Let's not, please.
But
nobody's come to Foil Variant just to see Andrew yap his mouth off. All right?
I mean, they do. They want you more than they want. I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No, they're looking for 2 retards, not 1.
Well, that's just because they want to make sure they know where the most of us are at like one time.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
Otherwise, this was a really great book.
Yeah,
and it was absolutely my book of the week.
And this shot, like this is a shot that you would see from Greg Land, but this one has life to it. Like this is so weird.
Well, because it's not traced off of his computer screen from porn. That's why.
It's like the same 4 porn pictures too. They make new porn all the time. OnlyFans, man. Like go get new poses. I swear to God.
They must pay you enough to be able to afford one of those.
You keep getting variants for.
He gets a lot of work.
So frustrating.
Like, it blows me away that he still gets so much
I mean,
work.
it's kind of like what we talk about. He's probably just one of those guys who's like, oh shit, can you do a cover? Here you go. Like it takes him like 30 minutes because it's Greg Land specific.
Shit, I could trace a cover in 30 minutes. Like, okay, maybe it'd take me an hour and a half. All right, fine, fair enough.
Marvel doesn't need to know that. You just gotta send him your invoice at the end of the week. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Okay, before we get out of here, just real quick, so I barely had any like variant covers to pick up this week. I had 2, but so one of them, obviously, just the easy one, is like the marbleized Godzilla covers.
I just got the cover A for that one.
I'm getting all of these ones because I really liked that first Iron Man Mecha Godzilla, and so I'm into the rest of them. But I saw
OCD.
Yeah, exactly. So I walked into the shop. I knew I was only going to get like that, and then there is a Gargoyles Fantastic Four crossover that dropped this week. It's a one-shot. It has a really, really good Peach Momoko Demona cover, and I was like, okay, I'm probably just gonna grab these 2 books this week. Get to the shop, that cover is $20, and I'm just like, a little too much for like a random one shot. Like I don't know, I was just like, it's really good,
like, not foil.
Yeah, exactly.
Version.
Right? Like, I was like, yeah, I gotta put it back. But then I'm like, I can't just go up with one book, especially because like. I'm in an opening with the rest of my guys, but they've all got stacks. So they're going up and they're like, okay, yep, ding, 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 like $130. I can't go up and be like, 1, please. Thank you. Like it felt wrong. So
$635 after tax. Like
at that point I feel like they might have just been like, just have it. Like get out of here. Like you're holding up the line, right?
Just take it and leave, please.
But I did see this and I decided to grab it, but they did a reprint of Batman, the new one, and they Dan Mora foil, and it was.
I almost got that.
It's really pretty. It keeps growing on me the more I look at it because
I mean, it's Dan Mora. What do you want?
It's Dan Mora, and then if you guys can see, like his body is all his villains, but like his belt and the symbol are still normal. It's Dan Mora. What are you gonna do with him? Clone him probably because
I was going to say he's already cloned at this point. The true current clone conspiracy is Dan Mora being able to draw as much shit as he is.
Did you see like something was it New York Comic Con or something like happened recently, and Dan was there, and there was like a big comics do this, or like publishers do this all the time. They'll have like their big wall where they have meet and greets, and then like their creators will sign it or something. There's a video where Dan does a profile of Superman in like 5 seconds, and the first reactions were like, "Holy shit, that's inhuman!" But then everybody was like, "Well, if you were chained to DC's dungeon and that the only way to like eat was to draw Superman, you'd probably get really good at drawing him really fast as well."
Wow, that's terrible, but probably accurate,
right? Let's see, but I think that's all we have for tonight. I do want to highlight this. Subhuman says, I'm only a few issues away from having Marv Wolfman's entire run of new. Dude, I don't know.
Dude,
like you keep completing these amazing runs. Like,
well, because recently he completed, I think it was Chuck Dixon's
yep,
entire Detective Comics run.
He did Burns Superman, like the Man of Steel reboot on.
Dude,
like
those are some like seminal runs.
This is
too.
Like Subhuman's either like rich as hell, or you're literally going to like bumfuck Alabama like estate sales, right? And you're just robbing old people blind, going like, oh, I'll give you 50 cents for that. Like,
I mean, whatever works, right? I'm
not against it. I'm just saying, like, these
judge.
are the only two ways I can see it happening. There is no in between there. Like, I don't think you're getting good deals. You didn't get a hookup. Like, no, I'm on to you, Subhuman. Chuck says, I didn't like Dan's first cover issue of Transformers. I heard a lot of people. We talked about this when it dropped. Like, there were
a lot of like Transformers, because for whatever was it, the Skybound?
Yeah, the Skybound.
Like a lot of Skybound Transformers fans weren't a fan of his like cover or interiors or something.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the shots of it. I'm like, and granted, I'm not a gigantic Transformers fan,
right?
So I'll put that up front.
But like, from what we know of Transformers art and stuff, yeah, like, Dan looks great.
I don't understand what the issue is. Again, not being a huge Transformers fan.
Yeah.
Like, there were some people that were like genuinely like upset about it. Like the way that I get if I see Scott Collins on Flash.
They were like straight up like, this is a fucking terrible choice. Like, we just got cooked. Like, this series is over. This artist, I'm like, it's Dan Mora. What are we doing? Like, what alternate did I just walk onto? Like, what?
Yeah, you are being genuinely crazy right now. To me, maybe there's something they're seeing that I'm not, because they're huge like, Transformers fans.
You and I keep asking, like, we saw this. What the hell is going on? And this is on you, Chuck, because I think this is the first time you've talked. But it's like, nobody can tell us. Like nobody has an answer for like why it was so hated. And it's, like you said, maybe there's something. Maybe, oh, he doesn't draw machines right. I don't know. But it's because I don't know. I'm super confused.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Oh yeah, I thought the cover he did was too plain. I went with DNA instead. You can never go wrong with a David Nakayama like cover. Right?
I mean, fair enough, I guess. I mean, I got that. What was it? 2 weeks ago that I bought the. What? 2 or 3 weeks ago that I bought the David Nakayama Absolute Flash.
Oh yeah.
Cover, which I mean, I hated the fact that I bought 2 covers of Absolute Flash that week.
Dude,
because I don't like that book.
You've been buying issues of Supergirl, okay? Like, let's pick our battles.
I've literally only been getting the Art Germ covers of that, and now I don't have to anymore because I think the one that he just came out with last week was the final one.
6 was the last one for that.
Thank Christ Almighty, because I don't like that book. That book makes me angry.
It's a bad book, but at least you now have the debut run of the Thicktonian. Like, that will be worth money in the future, even if it's just to me. Even if in like 20 years,
I was going to say, that means a little more to you than it does to me. However, I respect it, because I do respect the thickness. But
like,
it was really just about it was about the Art Germ, Stanley Lau.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Supergirl design and covers for me. That's what really mattered.
But still have a. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry, Sophie Campbell, you're clearly a Supergirl fan, but like many fans, just because you enjoy a character doesn't mean you can write a character.
No,
and so you might know a lot of lore, you don't know how to implement it into a coherent story that does something fresh and applies all of that knowledge that you have into something new. You're better off as like maybe an advisor to like add in Easter eggs and fun lore bits that other people might not think
editor.
of.
Like an editor is the perfect position for her with that like passion and that info.
Yeah.
But you're not writing. I'm sorry. Like, we tried, Sophie. You had some stuff.
Yeah, nothing against you. I was super hopeful.
We were really like, oh, we don't know anything about her. Like impress us. Like, we said that so many times because we were like,
this was we were your audience to lose.
And you kind of did it really, really fast. But
so
we'll probably get into that more the next time Supergirl pops up somewhere. Who knows? But like, yeah, dude, like the whole, you and I talked about it, but the whole like going through her past and she's still like this weird kid. It's a mess. But Chuck says, I bought a Dan Panosian cover of Absolute Wonder Woman. I think you got all of those, didn't you? The Dan ones or John Boy? I know you got like a whole set from somebody recently.
So I have the John Boy. I think it's in that. Hold on. I think it's in the box that's like a foot and a half in front of me.
Wow, not ready, not
I'm
prepared.
Right. I'll just pull them out.
Oh, don't do that. We're gonna get banned.
I'm wrong. Never mind. Too much effort. I'm lazy now. I'm tired.
I know the feeling.
I have the Virgin foil John Boy variant of Absolute Superman #1.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful book.
Yeah.
Like, that cover is beautiful.
John Boy is killing it.
My boy John Boy Myers killed that cover. I also have the Virgin cover variant non-foil of Absolute Flash #1 by John Boy, which looks great.
Right.
I'm pissed that it's not a foil. It doesn't. There's no foil version of it.
There is just none. It
doesn't exist. If it existed, I'd have it. It doesn't exist, so I don't have it.
Fucking Dyke Ruin cover.
Great. It is one of the 2 best Flash covers of the last year. The other one being that Dyke Ruin cover.
Yeah, which is
it should have been a spot foil.
I'm going to hang.
It is actual criminal behavior that cover never got a spot foil.
Like, I'm gonna have a January 6th at the DC offices just for that. Like, how dare you give us the files? I'll foil it if I have to.
Oh my man. However, the 2 that I'm missing that I would actually care about are
Wonder Woman and Bats.
Yeah, the Virgin foil variants of Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman, which last I looked, which was a couple of weeks ago, are available on John Boy's website.
Wow.
I'm tempted to order them just to have all 4 of those.
And you know what? Like, I thought you were going to say, like, and I found it, it's available, but it's expensive. Like, if you buy it from his shop, it's going to be the cheapest you're going to get it.
It's from his shop. So, I mean, I want to say they're like maybe somewhere between 50 and 75 a piece.
It's kind of nothing.
Like, but they're signed.
That's kind of especially think of the
they're
book.
Signed as well.
You're getting an Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman #1 first printing. Like, that's
here's the thing. So it's checking a lot of boxes that like up the value of it for me as a consumer and a collector. It's Virgin, it's foil, and it's signed.
And it comes with a certificate of authenticity.
And, and it comes with the COA. And the COA itself is actually foil and metallic.
Oh, yeah, you've shown me those ones. Yeah, his are really cool.
Like, yeah, his are like the coolest COAs that I've seen outside of Campbell's.
Yeah, actually.
Because Campbell will, like, his is like literally it takes up the entire back of the bag and board. And so it's like it's the entire size of the board, and it's like the image of the cover. It's pretty rad. But yeah, like John Boy Myers, it's foil. I'm really tempted to grab those.
I think you have to
complete the set.
I mean, come on, you've got a Flash and a Superman, but not Batman and Wonder Woman. Even I'm feeling like itchy in the back of my teeth about that.
I know. I'll probably have to do it.
But until you do, you'll let us all know when you do. I'm sure, because I will want to see it. But I think that's all we have for this week, right? I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover.
I think we covered everything we wanted to cover.
Awesome.
It was a fairly slow week. We somehow managed to stretch out the stream anyway.
It was, you know what? It was fucking Subhuman's fault. You can't.
He literally asked us about the Flash family. You're going to add on like 45 minutes just by way of that alone.
That's on you guys, okay?
You son of a bitch.
But, all right, yeah, I think we're headed out of here. Andrew, what do you want to let the people know you've got going on?
If you are either in the San Antonio area or within a reasonable driving distance, right? Next weekend, myself, as well as several of the other Rippaverse crew, will be at San Antonio SpaceCon. There are a lot of big either celebrities or comic personalities that are going to be there. I'm really excited and super conflicted right now because a couple of the members of the CW Flash cast will be there, including Grant Gustin, and I'm debating whether or not I'm willing to shell out the whatever is 125 or 150 bucks to have him sign something that's not an 8x10, because I would love to have him sign one of my Flash hats, because I've got this one that's like faux leather and the metal
I know that one. I've wanted that one for a while.
I've got this one, which is all right, And then I've got this one as well, which is, you know, the more classic white symbol and all that.
I like that one.
I'm really tempted to be like, you know what? This is going to be my Christmas present to myself. Because that's not going to be cheap.
Like,
but like, how many
fucking
opportunities
Grant.
am I going to have to meet Grant? And
he played the Flash. It's not like he played like Green Lantern or Superman, who we would love. It's the fucking Flash. And a good Flash. Like, he was a good... It's not like it's
like,
Ezra.
All things considered, like, all cards dealt and everything. Yes, it was the CW. Yes, there were some seasons that were bad. Yes, there were a lot of episodes that were bad. There were a lot of story decisions that were bad. But he, for what he was given to work with, played a really good Barry Allen. And I genuinely love his performance.
I pretty much love everybody's performance. It's just, the script... Once you go on for like 10 plus seasons, you're gonna go into weird places. Like, it just
exactly, yeah. He did a fantastic job, and I'm really, really tempted to find a way to break away from manning the Rippaverse booth and being like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my hat signed by the Flash.
I mean, just do. I feel like you can do that. This is a case of like, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission, right? I feel like, I feel like Eric and the sauce would be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like, watch out next time, but we get it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, please, we will be there all weekends. That's going to be the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to be driving down there Thursday to help set up. If you haven't already, please consider ordering a copy of Rippazine #5, which has my short story comic book debut in Blue Shift Tryouts, which introduces my speedster hero, Blue Shift, Zephyr Arland, who I created and designed 99 or 95.9% of. Kanan, who is Kanan.
What?
He's amazing. He helped refine it just a little bit and came up with the symbol. He designed actually Zephyr's icon. Consider checking that out. It's only like $7 or $8 for the standard issue of the thing. That's going to be shipping soon. It's at the printer right now. Please consider checking that out. We did just launch an all ages comic book today called Detention Crew, which tells the story of a group of young high schoolers who develop superpowers, and a unlikely former supervillain is tasked with teaching them to control their powers. It's a fun story, fun read. I think it's going to do really well with a younger audience. Definitely check that out. It is geared absolutely towards a younger audience, both with its art style and the storytelling. It is toned down from, so most of the stuff in the Rippaverse has been geared towards like 16 and up.
18 to 35 demographic, yeah.
My short story is more like a 13 and up. I was really trying to aim for that more like Teen Titans audience.
Oh, yeah.
This one is a lot more all ages. So
I mean, we
definitely
even just
consider that if you have
look at your styles. I mean, you went with that the more manga look for Zephyr to make it more not young, but like shonen, and then this is clearly in that like way
my
younger.
My was
like,
definitely leaning into shonen,
and this is definitely like that scholastic graphic novel, right? Like, not a bad thing. Not a bad. That's what the style is. So
yeah,
you can definitely see it.
So consider that. I appreciate everybody who's supported this show. We do this because, I mean, if it was just about bullshitting about comic books for hours on end, Mav and I could do that in Discord.
I mean, we do that anyway, yeah,
very easily. Like, but we like having a conversation with you guys as well.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you guys showing up in the chat, whether it's Subhuman, Clone Geek, even though you're wrong about Only Venom, to Hillam, even though you're wrong about the current Amazing Spider-Man. Mike, my brother, I appreciate and love you in the most platonic, non-homosexual way possible. And thank you guys for hanging out with us all the time. You guys are the best.
I'm still sending you to prison, Mike, for this. I haven't forgot. I will never forget.
Even if it was a joke, that is not acceptable.
Yeah, even if this was you were the one defending Ben, right? Like, maybe Ben and Janine were just joking. I don't care. No, this
is 2025. Some jokes are just not acceptable.
Well, with that, we will say, like our friend Ezra Miller, we will say goodbye, and we will hang out with you guys next week.
Are we going to powerbomb a pregnant woman?
I was saving that for after. That was a surprise. I've got them waiting outside.
You got to be a
super
Patreon member for that.
They're super pregnant too. Like we're gonna go real Ezra on this one.
Guys, check out Mav the Ugly if it's happening tomorrow.
Come hang out with me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Shoot the shit.
I did watch your pack opening.
Oh yes, yeah. No, we got a lot of good stuff. Some stuff's coming your way. I've got your package. I'm looking at it right now. Just gotta get it to that FedEx. But that's a mission for another night, another day. Until next time, guys, we will see you around. Come back next week for some more intellectually honest comic book talk. And yeah, check out the RIPPA stuff. Go to San Antonio, hang out with them at the con. Good Mad Ugly tomorrow, and go read again. Just go read Gail Simone's X-Men. I don't know what else to say. Like it's so damn good.
And your upcoming Bounding into Comics article that you're going to be writing.
God, about. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Oh, it'll be fine, Andy. Andy, you're not full of shit or anything. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Until next time, everybody, take it
Later,
easy.
guys.
And, yeah, adios.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good.